This is a high production show. We have special effects, practical effects, right? Very exciting. It's kind of like a sleepover. It's Sunday night. It's the last thing you think about before you close your eyes. You bet you. Yeah, they call me Babe. You can call me Babe Ems. You don't have to call me Babe Ruth. It's fine. 24 people in the chat. This is episode 2, an oral presentation. Speaking of oral, an oral presentation.
One moment, please. You would think you would honor your guest. What cologne did you show?
Zaharoff Citrine.
Yeah, bullshit.
I'm still waiting on my bottle of. I was gonna wear Black Rose, but I don't own one.
No, black. Yeah, you broke it.
No, you broke it when he broke my heart in a million pieces.
Yeah. I told you we need to start seeing other people.
That's why we have someone here tonight.
Jeez.
We have a special guest.
Is he here?
Of course he's here. He was here before you.
Yeah, let me okay. Wait, I just
Take your time. I know it's a lot of moving parts.
I'm stressing out here.
I know, isn't it crazy?
Hold on.
Yeah, it was Supply in prison. I heard it looks like hamburger meat.
What is the song that you're playing in the beginning, Shazam? I couldn't find it.
It's
All this.
Castle of Glass, George. What do you want? You only care about me from my musical taste.
Well, it can't. Never mind.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
So this is our first guest. And
who's the M's? EMZ. Who is that?
it's the Scottish lass, I guess. Brave.
Is that no? That's
the big gazangas broad. She's got the big gazangas. What's up, Dilly? What is going on, George?
I'm just tired. I've got so many things.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Should we postpone this till next Thursday?
Can we?
You want me to?
No, it's okay.
Right.
I have an hour.
Okay. Oh, how sweet. Very nice. Okay. Well, she's
tired.
the girl with the Scottish tits.
The Scottish tits.
I don't know how else
Greek and Italian, like if you look at now breasts have ethnicity. Has like them both.
How do I look today?
Let me see. You look okay. I just got a flash when you opened your hat. I keep forgetting you don't have any hair.
What the fuck do you want me to do about that?
Nothing. You can't do anything about it.
What do you think?
Do you know what they said? They said that I was looking. They had something on DW, which is the German, the German news, Deutsche Welle, I think it's called, and they were talking about to circumcise or not circumcise.
Circumcise.
And they did it early, religious wise, is because to avoid masturbation. Because they said that excessive masturbation would be hair loss. And so that's just where my mind went.
I wouldn't disagree with that statement if that's a genuine cause. I'm surprised I wasn't bold at birth.
Can you imagine telling like people like the people that are saying about not masturbating, they're in their church or in the altar or in the confessional. Yeah.
Doing it. Too much tea is what causes it. Would you say I'm high tea?
Sure, John.
Whatever, Mary. You could say so. I don't need a chew, if that means anything.
I can tell you something,
Joey. My God. Okay, here we go.
There's a fragrance that Claude developed that I'm plowing through bottles of this. It's called Captivating.
Okay.
And I'm dying.
Is it good?
It's so like I can't get enough. I can't.
You're obsessed.
Jesus Christ, it smells so good. I can't wait for you to smell this. And I'm like, I want to cancel the next launches and do this one. Hi, Taffy. What does it say? Don't.
Don't leave John back there with Becca.
Oh, is John still there? Is John here waiting?
He's been waiting for you.
Oh, no. Why don't you bring him on? What the hell is that all about?
He's been here for 10 minutes.
I didn't know that. Bring him in. You leave.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first guest, a 2020 Cannoli Mafia alumni, the champ in the chat, one of my favorites, biased, very biased. Here he is, the vintage king, the best head in the community. Well, if you will. Give it up for Jonathan, 1970. Here he is.
Hi,
There he is.
John, good to see you.
Not planned.
Look how much that's gone. Jesus Christ, that's crazy. I love it. I'm glad you like it.
I don't fuck around.
No, you don't. You're a monster.
Who let this person in here? It's one guest a week. This is John's night.
Disgusting.
What? Because
they just let anyone in here now.
Get out of here.
Bye.
Hi, George.
Boys Club. All right.
Who was that?
I don't. Some guy that thinks he's a comedian.
That was a guy.
I don't know what it was.
Jonathan, good to see you. I'm sorry, I had no idea you were. I'm good. I had no idea that you were back there.
No, I was. I had to go to the bathroom.
Okay, well that's okay then.
I kept you waiting. I came back and I heard something about balding and masturbation.
That's John. That's Joey.
I've got a full head of hair.
I see that. And
I guess I'll be the odd man out.
I'm ready.
I got a little hairline coming in. Little line.
I'm ready to cut it. I'm thinking about donating it.
Donate to me.
You're thinking about doing that?
Yeah.
How long is it?
It's got to be about 12 inches from what I understand.
And you're familiar, George, with long, beautiful hair.
That's long.
I didn't know it was that long, John. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's long.
That's super fucking long, dude.
I've been growing it for 45 years now.
Are you curly? Do you have curly hair? Because it looks like it's frizzed out.
Yeah, really curly, spiral curly.
That's
would you take it? Would you let it down? Can I see it down?
Down?
Yeah, I did not realize how long it was.
It looks ridiculous long. It looks ridiculous down.
You keep it up. Look at this head.
Look at that. Joey and his demands.
I can't even get a decent hair. This guy's got enough hair for the mafia.
Looks good.
That's insane. What a head! What a head of hair! That's fucking ridiculous. Send it to me.
54 years old. 54.
Would you
Not too bad, right?
Don't be jealous, Joey.
I am jealous.
That guy's got enough problems. Let him have his hair.
Right. Joey, I'll send you my locks. I saved them after I cut them. I'll wear them, Donald. I don't discriminate. Great head of hair. Motorhead hair, says Empty Sense.
Right. How's everybody doing? How was your day? How was your Sunday?
It was nice. Yeah. I went to Costco, which is always an adventure. I did some food shopping for the week. Spent most of the time in the woods getting ready. Just under a month away.
You go to the camper or whatever?
The camper, man. Away I go. So that was my weekend.
Very proud.
Yeah.
How was yours, George?
It was good. I had the Italian distributors here, and so it was meetings and planning and.
Where'd you go?
I'm a little tired.
Did you go to Avio?
I'm sorry?
Did you go to Avio's?
No, we went to Avra. You mean Avra, the Greek restaurant?
No, there's one called Avio that's really nice, an Italian restaurant out there.
Oh, you know what? That's kind of funny you say that. Is it at a hotel? Because they wanted to go to that.
There may be one at a hotel, but the one I'm talking about is downtown.
Is that so? I locked them up in the south suburbs of Chicago.
Okay.
Because that's where I'm at, and I picked them up and dropped them off at the DoubleTree, and they're like, "Where's the city?" And I said, and so when we're done with the meetings, I dropped them off. And told them, take Michigan Avenue, go to the Bean, go to anyway, they're gonna, if they're watching this in a very gracious manner, I enjoyed having them. And so I let them spend some time to themselves because the moment they arrived, you went right into meetings.
Yeah.
And so I'm sorry.
You're a good haul away from the city though, aren't you?
Yeah. I am. I'm about an hour away, and
I
it's
wouldn't have driven
It's
there
rainy and cold this weekend too.
Right.
Did you get rain up there, Joey?
No rain, thankfully. No rain.
I love that we're here as his guest, John, and Joey's busy typing away.
It's nice. He's got other things to do, George. We're not that important.
So it's okay, Joey. Finish up. We'll just wait.
Listen, okay. As George, on Thursday, Jonathan and I ran a wonderful stream, George.
I saw that. That's why I didn't think we were going to do today.
Well, I knew if I didn't, you'd be upset. John and I talked about it.
I'd be upset.
We know that you're a very busy guy, and we didn't. Time is a valuable thing. I was gonna do a song lyric, anyways.
So I said, I know that. Thank you, Joey. So I know that Jonathan felt that the Accord and Leather Tobac, the old one, was a little harsh. So I sent him two renditions.
Okay.
You know, I've been racking my brains trying to figure out how you knew that I thought that about that leather tobacco, and you must have heard me on a stream.
Of course.
Was it with RXL? We were talking about it.
I don't know. And then people saying, no.
I said that closing Accord.
That there's something about it that kind of stings. And listen, it does for me as well. Okay. So when we had to redo it, I felt the renditions I gave you were a little bit softer, but I was just curious to see what you felt about them. And they're lab samples, so they're not. Lab samples are tough. I'm sorry.
Right, they're lab samples. They're not final things, right? Okay. Yeah, you took out whatever that hammering chord is that's in the leather tobacco, and the dry down's a lot smoother. The opening's a lot smoother. What are you?
But
no, but it could have. See, I don't want to say because then it'll sound like I'm saying, well, I didn't like that hammering thing, but I want it to be stronger. I like this exactly the way it is. These two that you sent me, they're variations on each other.
Right.
I liked G better than you.
Okay. I'll tell you what they mean in a moment. But you wish they were stronger?
No, I wish they just had a little bit more body, just a little bit more substance. Not throw or I don't need them to be bombastic or anything. Just a little bit more meat to them, if you know what I mean.
I think that when you have the lab samples, they're made with droplets and not in a vat. And so, and Joey will know because it happened with Joe. It happens with a lot of the vials that I've given Joey, the lab samples. It would be like, so what you're smelling, I called it like AM radio, and then the lab samples AM, and the final in the bottle is Dolby.
Okay, so it's fine the way it is, and then it'll bring a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Then leave it just the way it is.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. I hope that you hope it because you take it's like a gamble, but it should. 99.9% has always. That's still how it's been.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Is this basically the same ingredients as in the regular leather tobacco? With the star anise and the plum in the top?
Yeah.
Is there any way to see a little bit more of that star anise and plum?
I think that it's gonna. I think you're
not
gonna.
A lot, but
I think it's gonna show up more. I think it's gonna show up more. I say I think, but I want to say I'm confident it's gonna show up. You'll see. It's gonna show up more when it's fully macerated in the vat. Because you're looking for the certain. It's gonna show up on that. You'll see.
Good.
So the thing that was removed is a birch tar. So I'm hoping we'll see. I mean, we'll see. There's nothing more I could do in terms of.
Was I crazy though about that birch tar?
No, it was hard for me to wear too, but it was a good seller. Like we've sold a lot, and especially
I like it too.
Spain, Italy, Spain. anyway, so it's gone. So let me tell you what the G and the U stand for.
Okay.
Mon gave 2 samples. G is global, meaning that it has been approved for global distribution. And the U is USA, which is United States is Europe, Australia, South
You're going to make 2
America.
different batches?
I think I'm gonna stick you. I think you said the G. You like the G more, so I
Yeah.
think I'm gonna listen to the universe, and see a reason, and I'll stick with what you chose, the G,
Yeah.
and
Excellent.
we'll see what happens.
Excellent. That's
So,
awesome.
but
That is awesome.
but he also got a couple other renditions.
Okay. Oh,
And
yes. Do you want to talk about them or not?
sure, what? But we'll talk about the Musk.
Oh, the Musk is cherry. The Musk is it's like I know he's got a nose for vintages. He this Musk is one of the better musks I've smelled, and I've got tons of them in my collection. Yeah, I mean it's that good. It's got this throwback vibe to it. If you told me this was released in 1984 or 1979 or
it's on that level,
I wouldn't bat an eye. The Musk is that good. Yeah. So this is gonna hit certain people. You know what I mean? It's gonna hit a certain
demographic
group of people like me.
Sure.
It's like a white musk. It's not the dark, dirty musk, and it's a Tibetan musk, is what he wanted. So he pushed. I am not much of a musk. I like the dirty part of it. The whiter part of it is cleaner, and Claude really pushed. There's a lot. This year the Seraphims is Earth. And so with that, it's a very earthy. It's anyway. I'm glad
very
you like it.
Very Koros-like. Very.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's. Have you ever asked him what his favorite fragrance is?
I'm gonna ask him.
I'd be curious. This Musk is.
I'll ask him.
Nice. No, nothing to do about that. Just put it out like that.
So I sent you, and I know that people watch this, and then I get emails saying, "Can you please include me?" There's something. My relationship with Jonathan is a little different than most. And I sent Jonathan, I sent you kind of a map of the Zaharoff world, right?
Right.
And I have a meeting with Mon, and what it is what does 20? I don't mean to make this a sales thing on Zaharoff. It's just as a house, I got 2 things to think about, right? The future and Claude,
Right.
because Claude is I know that, yep, and I know that I only have a specific time with him, and so what I've said to him, Claude dear age, and what I said to him was, the entire signature line, which includes the Seraphims, the Privés, 2 other things. So it's not all signature, because I want to venture off and do other things. Claude is 78 years old.
Sheesh.
And so if he could, so if he could churn out another 25, and then just
25.
I would like that. over the course of the next 4 years.
Yeah.
Because he also has he's got, so it's interesting because he has a library, but he's also created fragrances that are too expensive for the larger houses.
Really?
And
he's got formulas, you mean?
Yeah, and that was Precious Treasure was one of them. this was another that you have the
Cuss.
the Musk. The Cuss,
Okay.
the Cuss is also one of them, but it needs something to be more Zaharoff. I don't find it like exciting.
It needs
Really?
it needs well, you can talk about that when the time comes.
But tell me, yeah, go ahead, say I
Go
want to hear it. It needs what? It needs a
Uh,
Zaharoff.
Yeah, it needs a really nice frankincense.
You know what? It's interesting because it smells too much like earth, correct? I want
It's
to.
it's I like it. I like it. I like it the way it is. It needs
I
something,
think it's
so you're right.
missing the Zaharoff kind of DNA in the base, John. How it all, you can kind of tell.
Well, that's why I said that, because he's
Right.
saying that it needs something more Zaharov.
Yeah,
It doesn't smell like a Zaharov.
You don't feel the Zaharoff, George.
I
If
don't.
I had to,
There's nothing
if I
like
had
that.
to put this in a family of any other fragrances, I would put it in the family with the precious treasures.
Really?
The Cuss.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
We're all a little crazy.
I wanna. I'm dying to tell you what's in it, but I don't want to say anything because I know it goes out into the universe, and so
You know me,
Um,
George. I'm a Bolt.
you're what? No, but yeah, but
I'm a
not.
Bolt.
I'm not.
Not
know-
right here in the moment.
But
Yeah.
but there's something about these two fragrances that it had to be you, Jonathan. I don't know. I just no. I haven't. It had to be you to. I don't know. And I don't know. I just felt. Anyway, thank you for that. I
This-
appreciate
this-
it.
Well,
This one is really growing on me. This
man,
one is
listen.
it's I wish you could see how much I've used of it so far. The bottle's down this far already.
I'm glad you that. Can I?
What a compliment. Hell of a
It's,
collection behind him, right? When you put a dent in any bottle
Yeah.
and you own as many as you do, or as we do,
Yeah.
it says a lot, man. A
Thank
dent
you,
is no easy
Jonathan.
feat. No easy
It's it opens up. It's like, I don't know if it was intended that way, but this is the way I perceive it. And maybe I'm crazy. Maybe people are like, what is that guy even talking about? But this thing, I've grown to appreciate that it's like it's like a leveling of vanillas. It's like a study in vanilla. Like, it opens up with what I perceive to be a medicinal vanilla, like a little bit of a medicinal vanilla.
Hold on.
And then in the mid, it kind of turns into that waxy Bushman candle vanilla type thing. And then base, it darkens up with that bourbon vanilla.
Okay.
And so it's like, it's layers.
It's a journey through different vanillas. Right?
For me, that's how I feel it
sounds,
is.
I mean, I kind of
dig
like
it.
that. I kind of like
dig
that. It's the opening for me that caught my attention immediately.
Do you find the opening a little medicinal? Or is it
When
just-
you say medicinal, it's funny. I never looked at it like that, but I see what you mean by how it could come off medicinal. And there's certain scents that fall into that genre that I'm always just, I don't know. They're either a love or hate for me with that kind of vibe, and something about this immediately hooked me in. I smelled it in the air, and I was like, "Shit, this is my kind of scent." But now that you're talking medicinal, I can see how it gives off that vibe.
That's
But
interesting.
that sweetness is so beautiful. What do you think, George?
It could be I. It's kind of funny that you say it has now that you've said it, the vanilla, but there's no vanilla in it, but it comes across like a vanilla. There's the bourbon. I mean, there's a vanilla on the bottom. That's interesting.
We all pick out
the
different things.
Bushman's candle, doesn't that come off as a little bit vanilla?
It comes across it for the actual thing itself. The actual Bushman candle itself is very waxy. And
Waxy. That's what I get in the mid. I get
Good
like
word.
yeah, it's
vanilla.
a waxy. And you know what they do is they they burn it and put it and have like a, like the old fishing. It looks like a basket where they used to fish and the fish gets stuck in there and they pull it out like back in the day.
Yeah.
They put the Bushman candle, they light it, and then they put the blanket over it, and it gets rid of all the bacteria and the smell, and it leaves all the blankets this kind of waxy. It's like a waxy, like an incense, a waxy incense.
That's interesting. Yeah, it's that's really turned into a
So on your skin, it's full vanilla. Is you saying it's full vanilla practically? Is that kind
like,
of the energy it gives
well,
off?
like I said, in the opening, it's got a little bit of a medicinal twinge to the vanilla. Then that waxiness in the middle with the Bushman's candle comes off as a waxy vanilla, and then in the base, that bourbon vanilla comes off like a rich dark vanilla. It's like it descends down into a vanilla.
Down.
It's an interesting fragrance, I'll tell you what. And I regret even saying anything when I first got it, because nothing I just get like when I first smell it. I shouldn't say anything about fragrances when I first get them, because it's usually I'm usually so far off a base of what it really is and what I think of it.
Yeah, it takes a little time to understand and develop.
Takes some time.
Do you know what it is? You're right. Okay, so so this is flammable. Like
flammable.
Is it?
Like
let me grab a lighter.
No, hold on. I want to see how this is so the Bushman candle, there's properties where if you light it, it catches fire. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I think there you go, that like a citronella almost, right? Like it's like a medicinal.
Yeah. I think that's accurate to what John was saying. When I'm out in the woods, we always have, especially during like July, we have so many citronella candles, things like that. And it's kind of funny. I can see how it has that citronella medicinal kind of vibe that it brings.
Right, initial. And then as it dries down,
it transitions.
Yeah, this definitely transitions. Not all fragrances transition like this, but
no,
this one, what Claude did with this one is, it's intricate, complex. It's really something. It's really something.
It was
Claude Deer is an extremely good perfumer.
It's the women in Namibia were so excited. I had there's 6 regions up there, and they do different oils, and the region that I went to was the Bushman candle, and they're so excited to do something, but in order for me to do anything, it has to go through all these approvals. So Man buys all the Bushman candle that they produce, they buy. And they buy the actual bark, and then they bring it to the States where they actually are the ones that distill it and make the oil. And it's so freaking expensive, but like I want to do so much more with them, but I don't know, like even where I just thought I would do a product and give them a percentage, like I don't know. Like there's so many.
Do they benefit?
Yeah, so the women go. They get the Bushman candle. If you see the video, you see them picking and putting in bags, and it gets weighed, and then they get paid. And they do 6 different oils, 6 different plants.
Okay.
And the women sustain the villages
with what they get paid off of that.
Yeah.
Candle.
Wow. So they're not getting. There's no cheap labor going on there.
No. This is through the government.
Skilled labor.
Yeah. This is through.
That's awesome.
Because it's considered and it goes like patchouli, so it depends on the market and all sorts of other stuff. But it's an actual resource like gold or diamonds or oil, like, like whatever's pulled out of the land, all has to be registered. You have to, which women did what and what part of the batch it was, what day. It's all, isn't
That's
that
awesome.
crazy?
Yeah, that's very interesting. That must have been such a trip, man. I wish I watched all those videos of you there. I wish I could have gone with you. That must have been an awesome trip.
Out of all the trips, George, that you've taken, that's where I was most jealous when I seen you there.
I wish I could do like those kind of, like, I wish I could grab a bunch of people to do stuff like that, but it's so expensive.
Yeah, I've been to Africa. It's a whole nother world, and people don't understand that Africa is not. It's not the bush. It's not lions and tigers, and it's a thriving world over there. Africa is incredible.
Where did you go when you went?
I went to Egypt. Basically, I took a bus down to the border through Israel. I stayed in Israel for a year.
Oh, really?
And yeah, and this is quite a few years back, but I stayed there, and I stayed in a different kibbutz around Israel.
You're Jewish? Are you Jewish?
No.
Okay.
I have a friend that lives there. I used to work with a guy that at the Hyatt Regency in New Jersey.
Okay.
And he got married and moved over there. So I had been there 7 or 8 times. And one time I guess 2006 maybe, I just packed everything up, took my money and went over there and just traveled the region, stayed in different kibbutz. I stayed with him and his family, and then I moved on. I went to the Negev. I went to Golan Heights, and I did different excursions all over the place. And one of the trips that we took, we went over the border down into Egypt, and we stayed on the beach of the Red Sea. And then we hired a cab driver who drove us down to Cairo, which was like a 7-hour, 8-hour taxi cab drive. Matter of fact, we got there at night, and the cab driver said, "There's nothing to do here. I'll put you up at my house." So he took us to his apartment in this big high rise right in the middle of Cairo, woke his wife and his kids up, and had them make us all food, dinner, drinks, everything.
That's awesome.
Set us out. There was 5 of us. Set us out blankets and pillows and let us all sleep. In the morning, he took us down to the pyramids, and we rented horses and camels and went out and rode out to the pyramids, and it was awesome.
What year was this? What year were we looking at now?
2006, 2005.
Oh, so it was recently. It was recently.
Mm-hmm. It was such an experience. Such a great experience.
It's kind of interesting that you were in a kibbutz, because for those people who are watching and don't know or what it is, it's like a settlement where the groups, shares their property, their income, their responsibilities, right? It's like a big, is it like, are they homes or are they tents? What are they?
They're like, no. It's as modern as a neighborhood in Chicago.
Okay,
but basically what it is there are small kibbutz and there are large kibbutz. Some of them have, you're right, where they all share an industry, whatever that is. Like one kibbutz that I stayed at outside of Haifa has, they have one of the largest soap producing factories in the region. And they produce soap of all kinds, for everything from laundry to bath soaps and you name it. And everybody that lives in this kibbutz, this large neighborhood, if you will, commune, whatever you want to call it, everybody works there and everybody contributes in it, and everybody profits from it, and it's fantastic. What they do is each of these kibbutz, like the small kibbutz that I stayed in the Negev in the south, which is kind of flatlands down there, they had a vineyard. It was a small kibbutz, maybe 150, 200 people. And they each of these kibbutz take on volunteers from around the world. You can apply at the GPC. You can apply to go to one of these kibbutz, and they'll slot you in. And like one of the kibbutz, I worked in the kitchen. I was dishwashing in their cafeteria.
That's awesome.
another kibbutz. I was out in the field picking grapes and pruning in the vineyard.
That's kind of
Another
awesome.
one. Yeah, it was nice. And they pay you like they only give you a couple of shekels. They give you like maybe 400 shekels a week or something like that. And when you're not working, you can do whatever you want. You can travel the region. You can, which is what I did. It was an awesome experience. It's an awesome way to stay in country and meet people, learn the language, travel the region, see all the shit I saw. It's just amazing. Went to Jerusalem, obviously, and it's an awesome experience. I wouldn't trade that experience for anything.
Was that your first time out of the country, or had you traveled before?
No, that was probably my second. Well, it's probably my fourth time out of the country. I've been going to Israel since '99, 2000.
I love
That was
it.
probably the first time I went down there, and it's just phenomenal.
Israel is a beautiful country, and it's a shame with what's happening over there. I have a lot of friends.
It really
I have a
is
lot of friends, and I have a lot of Palestinian friends. I got a lot of Israeli friends. It's awful all around. It's awful.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's a beautiful country, and it is a shame that what's happening. I'll tell you what, people don't believe me when I say this. If there weren't the problems there are now, I would live in Israel.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I would live in Israel. It's that freaking cool.
Yeah.
The food is from the ground. Everything's free range. Everything's healthy. The people are healthy. The atmosphere, the attitudes, the stuff to do. It's just such a cool place, man. It's such a cool place.
The stuff that we eat and the stuff that we have here in the States would never be acceptable in Greece, Israel, Italy.
They would consider it garbage.
Yeah. And all the
Literally.
synthetics and all the bullshit that are in our foods and stuff, that would never happen over there. That the tomatoes smell like they taste like tomatoes. And
You want a chicken? You want a chicken? You go out in the backyard, you break its neck, you feather it, and you bring it inside. The chicken, I was like, I asked my friend, I was like, first time I ate chicken over there, I was like, what's wrong with this chicken, bro? It's pink. He goes, that's the way it's supposed to be. He said, you're used to eating bleached chicken.
Bleached.
Joey's on the farm. He knows what he's used to that too.
Yeah, I've choked a few chickens in my day. I've never broken their neck, but
or when you want an egg, you go in Greece. You grab a fresh egg in the morning. You go to the chicken coop and you grab an egg, a brown egg. I love that.
Brown egg. Yeah. Old McDonald's had a farm.
I think it's great. Thank you for sharing that. I had no idea, Jonathan. You see, it's not always about Joey and George. It's about other people too.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
You get Joey and George, but I said let's add someone into the mix. Jonathan was the first person I thought of.
Thank you, Joey. So anyway, Jonathan, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
With the cigarette.
Only you stress me out, but go ahead.
So Jonathan, when did you start collecting your fragrances?
Really only. Well, I mean, I've always had, like I said the other day.
I like how he gets up.
I've always had. Yeah. All right. Talk to see you, George. Bye.
I'm listening. I can.
Could even wear pants for this, John. Anyways.
Yeah. I mean, I've always had a rotate. I mean, I've always had a group of fragrances. I've always had a rotation of fragrances, but seriously, started to like really amp up over the last 10 years, and more seriously over the last 5 years. The last 5 years, my collection has exploded.
Unbelievable.
Exploded. I mean, this is what I wore this yesterday.
1861.
This is a vintage Naxos.
Vintage Naxos.
Wow, look at that. From back in the day. Now, I think they're that's is that
Naxos.
Zaharoff? Is that Zaharoff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
when you say vintage, does it smell like the Zaharoff of today or no?
Doesn't smell. No, the older Zaharoff puts the new Zaharoff to shame.
Look at that. Incredible.
I wore this today because I don't know why, but somebody mentioned coffee somewhere, and so I wore this. This is the original cologne release of Eau Noir.
Look at that too, beautiful.
Yeah, Eau Noir is one of my favorites, one of my all-time favorites.
I need there's a lack of fruity
Well,
coffee gourmands in the Zaharov collection, so I'm working
I would
on
love.
that
I would
too.
love coffee. I would love a coffee fragrance.
I-
Coffee,
Working
coffee,
on
coffee.
it, yeah, working on it. But I think Zaharoff is getting ready. I think that they've opened a lot of. They're everywhere. God bless them. They're doing great. It's just I wonder if they're ready for a big bow. If they're getting ready to sell, you know what I mean? Like they're everywhere.
What?
Very successful
What?
though. Zaharoff.
Oh, that wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me.
I have to tell you, the Italian market. It's a learning. They have little perfumeries. They've got these little villages. There's a total of 200 perfumeries all over Italy, and you have like a village, and there'll be like one perfume. You know what I mean? Like it's just interesting how uh just a learning lesson. And I go online sometimes because I worry about the gray market. I want to know who's selling Zaharoff. And I don't mean to, I just changed it to me, but it's just, anyway, just all been a learning lesson, Jonathan, of the
I'd, I'd,
different.
I'd love to. I'd love to go and check out those markets in Italy and Germany and Austria and
uh,
Romania, like some of those like on the ground like perfume regions, like in Italy. I'd love to go shopping for vintages in Italy. You know,
and then, yeah, you have these little towns. And you're right. You're
Jap-
absolutely correct.
Japan especially. I'd love to
Yeah.
go shopping for fragrances in Japan, vintages especially.
The Japanese, because the Koreans, Japan, they a lot of it is you don't want to create attention for yourself, and that includes the way you smell. And so you have the citrus, but it's changing now. The younger generation, because they're watching channels like they're watching channels of the different people that they're wearing loud fragrances that they're and so interesting. That's all. It's just an interesting world that we live in.
Do you have a coffee on the horizon?
I do. He's working on it though. I don't have it finished yet. I'm waiting for it to come in.
Can't
That'll
wait.
probably be next fall.
Can't wait.
We'll see how it goes. There's I just
What else
I
did you
just
say is missing? Fruity?
yeah,
Like
fruity.
what? Like dark fruits or
Like
something
berry,
mm,
like a berry, like a
mm.
plum.
yeah, that exact plum.
You don't see a lot of dark fruits.
The Bizan has fruity, but it has a base of it's floral, and uh so I need to have like a fruity. Do you know Lamar, Kajal Lamar?
Yeah, of course.
So Kajal Lamar is like a fruity, and the people in Italy distribute Kajal and now Zaharoff. They contribute. It's kind of interesting. They distribute.
Kajal does Kajal does beautiful florals.
Yeah. And I'm very Mo is a very dear friend, and he's been a mentor. He's done a lot. He's helped me a lot. And
I have
and
Kajal in my collection.
the three it's Kajal, Zaharoff, and Argos. Isn't that strange?
Mm.
And so most of the outside of the U.S. that carry Zaharoff carries Argos and
Hmm.
Kajal. So anyway, so they're like you need a fruity list like a Lamar. That is what they were saying to me.
Yeah.
This
Dark
on
fruits.
Friday. Huh? I'm sorry.
Dark fruits like berries, blackberry,
Yeah,
blueberry, something, plum,
plum. Yeah, and so
rhubarb,
that's
something.
probably next a year from now. I'll have that.
Do you
Crazy.
have
It's
any
crazy.
ideas? Is he working on something now? Does he have ideas for dark fruit?
I have it here. Let me
What's it
see.
gonna be? What's it gonna be paired with? Like
Uh,
dark fruit and incense, dark fruit and woods, dark fruit and I mean you don't have to give up the whole thing.
Hold
I
on.
love a good dark fruits like plums, berries.
Jelly says chocolate.
Give me a moment. 1 moment, please.
It is, Marcus.
Your call is very important to us.
Right. We should play music every time, just until we.
Do do do
Right.
do 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 do.
I'm dying, so I'm dying. I can't.
It's all right.
I can't.
Too many secrets. George is a deep ocean of
So-
secrets, John.
I
Did
can't.
we
I
talk
won't
about?
know.
Did we
Tell
talk
me.
about cuss? That's how you pronounce it? Cuss.
Yeah, cuss is vetiver.
Whatever.
Cuss means vetiver. Let me see.
Okay.
Let me make sure. And so, cuss. I think that
You
tell me.
really helped me understand what these are by that analogy of the analogy used of these being AM and the other ones being Dolby.
Yeah.
That's a great analogy. So that'll give me a better understanding of how to test these.
Yeah.
Full surround sound.
Right,
Yeah.
Joey? Like the samples that you
And if-
smelled, right?
Oh
And then,
yeah, 100%.
If that's the case, then when this gets Dolby, this cuss,
It's gonna be
Yeah.
even more amazing. And that's the thing. Like the
It'd be
labs are
killer.
good. The labs are good, but when you get the finalized product, it's like okay, it never goes backwards. If it was good, now it's great. If
right?
you liked it then, it's even better now. And that's
Yeah.
always happened to me with George. I feel like we've had that
Yeah.
conversation a lot.
The cuss is definitely going to be in the collection for sure.
so,
Oh,
Jonathan, you have your Facebook, guys. I'm sorry, that's on the live. I don't mean to,
He
to
does.
exclude you guys, but
don't worry.
He does. Right.
What are you saying? What do you need?
I sent you something. So it's
Secrets.
Okay. Oh, gotcha. Okay.
so you could smell that, and it's not used in fragrance a lot, and so I
No,
just
not at
wanted.
all.
So I think that it needs a little bit of just a little bit of a tweak, I think, to make it more Zaharoff. And so, like you said, like an incense or maybe just something on the bottom, just to
Yeah.
Give it
Bring
a
it
G
together.
stamp.
Yeah.
So
but it doesn't need too much. It doesn't need an overhaul of any kind.
right.
Just a little
Thank
bit
you
of.
for that. I
Oh,
appreciate
for
it.
sure.
Joey
It's
Cannoli.
good.
Joey, which channel do you have us on?
I'm on the monetized channel.
All right, so let's do this.
It's good.
Oh, Joey, which channel do you have us on? Here you go. I'm on your channel. All right, here you go, bitch.
All right, thank you. All right, 39 people watch, 40 people
Yeah,
watching.
can you guys just do a like, please?
40 people watching. Let's get 40
I
likes.
think I did like it. Didn't I like the stream?
I'm sure you.
I
Kind of a
didn't.
degenerate am I?
Right. George forgets. I have to call him and say, dude, leave a like.
Oh, you know what? There we go. There's your like.
Did I?
Take that with you. There you go.
Hey.
Take that with you.
No, I said
You're
bitch.
on the stream. You got to leave a like, right? Like shit.
Right.
That's funny.
I fucked up. That was me. That's my
Hey,
fault.
it happens.
So it won't let me say bitch.
No.
I'm not-
This is a professional show over here, George. What do you think we're running? A brothel, right?
Jonathan, if you were to create a fragrance, what would you create?
It would be.
Oh, shit.
It would be in the. It would be exactly in that that region we were talking about. It would be either. It would be either coffee.
Oh,
It would be dark fruits and tobacco, or dark fruits and frankincense. It would be in there somewhere. Coffee, dark fruits, frankincense, myrrh. I love myrrh.
me too.
It would be something dark like that. It would be something dark and slick and something coffee possibly, but I would like to make it different than any coffee that I've got a lot of coffees in my collection. A lot of coffees like this one here.
Let's take a
This
look,
is-
because I'm a diehard coffee fanatic, John.
This is blend Blend 83 from Imaginary Authors.
Okay, I love imaginary authors.
You can see the dark chocolate, coffee. That's a good coffee fragrance.
Nice gourmand.
I mean, really nice gourmand. Really nice coffee fragrance. Hold on. Let me see.
You know, George, many
I'll
moons
get you your
ago,
coffee.
I wanted to put coffee in my fragrance. Do you remember that? Many
No,
moons ago? No? Okay.
of course I do. Yeah, I do.
Awful. Awful.
Am I terrible to you? Why am I so awful to you, Joey?
I really don't know. I remember way back.
I'm so mean to you.
and
I
you
used
like
to
to
love
do it
you.
in front of a crowd too. You wait till there's people watching to really let it rip.
There's a good coffee fragrance.
Oh,
Cafe Carpe.
Cafe Carpe.
No, Carpe Cafe. Sorry. This is by Gallagher. This is an awesome black coffee fragrance.
Love a good black coffee. Wow.
Yeah, this is really nice.
There's no better aroma than like coffee in the morning. Actually, anytime. I'm kind of weird that
anytime.
way. You let me
love
smell
coffee.
coffee. That's why we have coffee and cannoli.
Yeah. I drink coffee all day and night. I love it.
Absolutely, man.
So I've been trying to, like you said, I've been trying to
Thank you,
figure out how to use coffee in a different way because there's so much of it.
Yeah.
And so this is kind of like just to think of a different way, and it because there's a certain tie to it. I just try to think of a anyway.
Yeah.
I sent you a.
I'm reading it right now.
I sent it to you. Just I'm telling you my secrets before I even.
Yeah. It's taken 5 years to get this out of you. Pause.
No way. Oh wow. Okay. I like that. Hell yeah.
I like that too. That sounds nice.
And so I just always try and like.
Thank you, Sandra.
Anyway.
Hell yeah. This sounds wonderful.
Hopefully.
Number 2 sounds great. That little clump right there. Wow.
I really
That's
like
awesome. When is this due? When is this?
That's for next year. That's next fall.
Excellent. Cannot wait.
John, look at the heart. Look at the second point. What do you think of? I have no idea what do you think of that?
I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what that translates into. I'm not familiar.
I've never heard of that used
Right.
as a material, but I'm
Exactly.
down to try it.
This sounds right
That's
up my
awesome.
alley.
Where the hell? I gotta know. Maybe we could talk offline, but I gotta know where you picked these up. Is this from Claude or is this from your research?
Working with him,
That's amazing.
trying to just think outside the box, and
When I see stuff like this, it makes me realize how much of a child I am and how little I know about the world.
We never stop learning, huh?
Yeah, right.
I wanted
I'm
to.
never.
Right.
and when you look at the name, I wanted it to be like trying to make sure it fits the name because it's fire. So this year, the Seraphims last year was water. This year is earth.
Okay.
Next year is fire.
Let me tell you something. This here is going to be. You better make a lot of that. That's going to be a killer fragrance.
I hope it turns out.
I can't wait.
I hope it turns out.
That's out of the last few releases that has my attention, George. That's
I like
up
the
my alley.
concept. I like the concept, the ideas.
Absolutely, and it's different. I can't wait
Pretty
to experience it. 50 people watching. We got eyes.
All right, 50 eyeballs.
Right.
So
Wow,
someone
yeah.
asked. So someone asked about. Someone asked about the what's it called that Trump did? The tariffs.
Talking tariffs. Kanga was asking how you feel about it. How's it?
And so I
affecting
don't
it?
know.
I got it. Can you excuse me? I hate to do this, but I have to go to the bathroom.
Go
That's
ahead.
okay. Little potty break. Do a little break.
Potty break. Little potty break.
Little pee pee. Little poo poo. Listen, we
No,
all
no.
piss.
So it's not gonna. I don't think it. I don't think it's gonna. Well, it's not gonna affect the current fills because they have it ahead of
It's already
time. They
done.
have it already.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it's gonna do moving forward. I don't know what, and I don't want to get too political, but I don't know what the fuck he's. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. It's scary.
You need a whole pass.
Maybe some things to protect. To protect the market, I get it. I don't have the Bizon bottle because they're being made now, and that's why there's only going to be a certain number. I think there's not going to be a lot of it. And Joey, I told you about the Givaudan fragrance, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's only going to be 550
A
bottles.
limited release, yeah.
Yeah, we went into production with that already. It's different than the one you have. Do you have it? Do you have that bottle with you by chance? The square one? Did I ever send it to you?
No, not
I did
square.
it.
Square bottle? I don't have a square bottle.
It's a square Zaharov bottle from back in the day. You don't have it? I never sent it to you?
I was hoping you'd send me another one. I got it downstairs in my curio.
Okay, no, don't worry. Okay.
I can
No,
go
no,
get
no.
it.
No, it's okay.
It's not. Got it.
Because this rendition
What are we-
smells boozy. I was just curious.
What are we
to
talking
see.
about? What are we talking about?
So between Pour Homme in 2001,
Let me get it.
and you have it there. And then Signature Pour Homme in 2017.
Wait, I was about to go down. He's got it.
He doesn't have it. Do you have
He
the
does.
square one? He's got the Pour Homme.
Be right back.
So for Zaharoff,
Give me 1 second. I got it.
you have the square one?
No, I don't have the square one.
You have the original. Okay, so while they're looking for that, I think for me, I wanted like a best in class. What I think is a best in class. You've got niche snobs out there that will say George is, doesn't know what he's talking about, whatever. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to take the fragrance wheel and do like a best in class of different categories. And when you look at a fragrance wheel and you put in the collection, it's so messed up. It's crazy that Signature Pour Homme is right in the middle.
Are you saying that you're going to produce this again? This is from 99.
Okay, so the one from 99 can never be produced because there's oils in there that will never. The IFRA will not allow me to produce it.
So that's not what you're making this one you're talking about.
So no, and so between that.
What was that oil from that you got in that canister?
Okay,
if you don't mind my asking.
So the can was when Givaudan. So that was made by Quest. The bottle you have was made by Quest. Quest was bought by Givaudan. Okay.
Can I get scammed? Does he have it?
No, he doesn't. Do you have it, Joey?
I have the Pour Homme.
Do you have the square bottle? Is it a square bottle?
But it's the Pour Homme, right?
Let's see it.
This one?
Okay, that's it. So hold on.
Back.
It doesn't. Okay, there you go. Go back a little bit. Okay, so around 2010, Quest was bought by Givaudan.
Okay.
All right. Claude leaves.
Okay.
Claude got a payout, whatever, I don't know, and leaves. So I go to Givaudan, and I want to start doing the Pour Homme. This is when I went with Brooks Brothers, and they said we don't have the recipe. And I'm like, what? He goes, we don't have the recipe, but we could try making something similar. Joey, while I'm talking, can you spray? Do you have anything to spray it on? Do you smell like a booziness in there or no?
I'll spray it on myself.
So what happened was Givaudan made what Joey has in his possession, and it smelled too synthetic. I didn't want it. So fast forward another 7 years, and I pulled Claude out of retirement with Mon. And that's when
Okay.
Mon made the signature Pour Homme. But what you have, the Pour Homme from 1999, can never be made again.
That is too bad. This
You
is
have,
one of the best of your house, George.
I know.
I'm not
There's
kidding.
nothing I can do.
I've got every one of your fragrances just about.
Yeah.
And I even have the feminine from '97.
Right.
This is one of your best of all of your fragrances.
Thanks.
It's just magic. It's magical.
And that's why I've chased it for 30 some years, trying to
There's
revive
no way to
it
even
because of
get
that.
close to it. Do you have this in your possession? Like, do you have a bottle of this?
Do I?
Yeah.
I have it at the office. No, I don't. All the bottles that I've tried to buy have been spoiled because now you're looking at almost 30 years. Now the women's is what Bazan is. So if you smell,
Oh,
if
I
you
see.
have,
Okay.
so
Okay.
if you have the women's, it's a fruity floral, the Bazan, right?
Right.
That's
Right.
I'm sorry, the Parfum is a fruity floral.
There you
That's
go.
what Bazan
Right.
is. Yeah.
Right.
All right, I'm whiffing away.
That's the one I sent you the picture of.
Yep. And so
And there's, you know what else is out there? And I'm sure you know this. I'm not telling you anything, but there's also a tiny extrait bottle out there of the Port Femme.
yeah, the
Did you know that?
Parfum. The Parfum, yep.
Yeah.
I have a jug of it downstairs in the basement.
Somebody had it on eBay for ungodly money.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
But this is
Givaudan, when they produced it, they sent several variations of it. I bottled the one that Joey has. I found it too synthetic, but people like it. And so
It's good.
Joey, do you smell a booziness to it? So anyway, I found a jug from Givaudan, and I'm like, what is this? So I filled it, and it smells really good, but it's only going to be 550 bottles, so it's not going to be a signature. But it's going to be the Zaharoff. It's going to be I want to tell the story
right.
of the house, of the journey, and so
it's a bridge from the past to the present.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So call it that. Call it the bridge.
It's going to
Shout
be
out to the
something
bridge.
similar to that. You'll see. But exactly. But you know what?
Cool.
Can I take that from you? Is it okay to say it's a bridge? I appreciate that. I'm going to use that.
The John Bridge.
Yeah,
next
use it.
time.
That'll be
But-
awesome to see it come to life out
I
of
think-
the.
I have to tell you something interesting.
Huh.
I chased that fragrance that was so elusive for 20 years.
Which one?
And the
This?
Pour Homme, yeah, the original.
I'm gonna split this with you. I'm gonna send you half of this.
Don't do that. Keep it, please. Please
John
do that.
Bridge.
Keep it. It means a
You
lot
don't
to
have-
me. It means a lot to me that just leave it intact. That it's out there. It would, honest to God, if I needed it, I would tell you. It means more to me that it's in your hands. Let it stay where it's at. Don't open the bottle. Leave it the way it is. Don't spray it in. Just enjoy it. It makes me happy. And
GZ,
so,
I
trying-
spray it every once in a blue moon.
what, Joey?
I'm trying to get you're gonna love this. I'm trying to get a proper spray out, and I can't.
There's nothing coming out of the pee-pee?
There's nothing coming out of the pee-pee, and I'm trying.
Turn it upside down.
I was trying to do that. I'm not getting anything out.
You broke it. Everything you touch.
It's a
Oh my
fucking
God.
scam.
What
I
are
never
you,
broke.
gorilla hands? What? I don't
Nah,
understand.
don't listen to that. That's not true. He's this guy. I took the cap off just to get a little pre-juice out, if you will, just kind of edge around the tip, and I'm getting a little tiny bit. But and you know what? Everything's intact. I mean, everything's perfect. Look at that. It's on it. But
It's
I got
okay, Joey. It's
No,
okay.
here, I'll tell you what to do when you get the time. You can't do it now, obviously, but
Give me some warm water.
no, not even hot water. Get hot water
Hot water.
and
Hot
let
water.
it let it soak in the hot water, and then put it back on. That'll loosen up whatever gunk's inside the atomizer.
probably some kind of Zaharoff gunk. You know, George has a lot of gunk.
So when when you pull I need to. Never mind. So
But I'm getting a small, very small aroma, if you will, and you're talking booziness, but I get
I don't think it's what you have in your hands. I think it was a different rendition. So I filled it. It's
It might be.
550 bottles. It's one of a kind. I don't have the notes. I don't
Oh,
have the
scammed.
perfumer. But
Yeah.
when the
You don't have the
Italian
notes?
when the Italians smelled it, they connected it to like Aramis, where you could sell. This is mass. You could sell a
Please.
Brazilian of those.
Look at him.
I'll send it
Put me
to
on
you.
the
God,
list.
he likes a good Aramis.
I'll send.
Put
Oh,
me on the
really?
list.
Yeah, we were talking Aramis on Thursday.
Oh, so I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. I have one
Yes.
bottle, but they're filling now. And I got the boxes I found.
Dunkin'
It's
is
so
fun.
strange. I have to tell you, when I lost everything in 2001, I had everything destroyed because I didn't want to have. Oh my God, I didn't want to have. I didn't want to
Right.
throw. I did not want to destroy my name and have it go into the gray market. So I destroyed
He
everything.
turned it off. He's right.
And I took a box of boxes, just one box of boxes, 556 boxes, and I'm going to use those boxes to fill this run.
That's awesome.
That's
an
amazing,
awesome
George.
idea.
Yeah.
Do you? Yeah, that's an awesome idea.
So it's going to be, and it says limited. You want to see the box? I can show you the box.
What's in the bags? Leave
What's
it
in the
to
fucking
George.
box?
John, the one he showed me sprayed, he gave me a fucking Fugazi. It's a Fugazi.
That's a fugazi.
A Fugazi.
You got that? You got that in the back of somebody's trunk? And
Yeah. This is, and I'm not surprised. I know where the card's full kind of thing, but I did
Does
smell
he
it.
look like somebody put it on with a marker?
Yeah. This is definitely like a cricket job. You know what I mean? Like the fucking shit, he's back.
Yeah. Got it at Ross, TJ Maxx.
Yeah, that's the box. That's the box.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So it's
Awesome.
gonna
Mine didn't
have,
come with a box.
and I think about the only thing that I grabbed was the box of boxes.
Right? Who watches? Who's
The box of boxes.
When is
Excellent.
Someone's job is the boxes.
What is
So
that?
strange. It's
that
this is
That's
The
the box.
Nordstrom.
Retail.
from
Oh.
back in the day, the Nordstrom sticker from back in the day.
I want that box right there.
It's a nice
This
box.
does your women's have a
I know that's
box?
right, John.
I'd have to check.
The women's bottle that you got, did it come with a box?
I'd have to check. I don't remember.
This
I'd
one
have to check.
had a.
It's definitely old school, George. Look at that.
Isn't that crazy?
I wish I knew how to read. That's beautiful. Oh, there we go. On behalf of the Zaharoff
What does that
family,
say? That's awesome.
in celebration of the modern classic.
Well, your
Keep
signature
going.
hasn't changed at all.
No,
600 bottles.
That's awesome.
That's beautiful. It
With
keeps
love.
going in and out of focus, but we get it.
with love.
That's it. Love it.
George, I'm getting a little.
But that's that kind of history. Those little nooks and crannies of the
know.
history.
You love that
You shouldn't have destroyed that stuff. Just to have that stuff filter out, and people like me, like vintage collectors, people that I love rare pieces, things
I
that
know.
you've never heard of, things
Yeah,
you've
but
never
back
seen
then,
before.
I was 29 years old, and I didn't know.
I get it. I get it.
And I have to.
You're all 29.
I chased this. I went into the clothing, and so I would see the buyers, and they would be like, "George, you should come out with that men's fragrance again." And so it was always in my head, and so finally, because it's you need a lot of money to molds
sure.
and boxes, and you need a huge
Everything.
investment. And after 9/11, it took me a while to get myself back on my feet. And then once I was back on my feet, I don't know. Anyway, it's a huge arc. I'll make it very simple. So when the time finally came to do the men's fragrance, and I call and they go, "We don't have it," I then started saying to myself that I let the goose with the golden egg. I lost it. I let it go. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? Like I would be telling myself that when I saw Claude, I finally met him, and I go, "Claude, I feel like I was given a gift of a goose that laying the golden eggs, and I'd let it go, and he goes, George, we make another goose. No, don't worry. We'll find
That's
another
it.
goose.
That's it.
Don't.
There's more goose in the sea, huh?
Yeah,
Is Claude Italian? What is Claude?
It's French.
it's French. I did an
French?
Italian
Yeah,
accent.
that was very
Okay,
offensive,
George,
right? Very
we'll
offensive.
get another goose. I don't know, whatever.
Fuck was that?
My
Right.
accent.
There's another name, Ark. The Ark.
The Ark? Yeah, the Ark. It's too late,
Or
you
the,
fucking
or the
bitch.
bridge.
That would have been good. Fuck.
Yeah.
Duh.
The Ark, the bridge. You can make both.
Montrese. Right.
They're being printed now, so it's done. Fuck.
Could have been.
What's being printed? What's being printed?
The bottles are already printed for this
Of
fragrance.
what? What's
The
gonna be
Ark,
what's gonna be
the
on it?
one, this one.
What's
love the name.
what's gonna be printed?
Huh?
What's the name?
I can't tell. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say anything. Yeah.
Oh,
What
okay.
a team.
Did I
Cold creams is teas. Right.
But the Ark is a good name. Fuck.
It is a good name.
I like that.
Yeah. The bridge. I like the bridge too. I'm still stuck on the bridge.
I love it. So thank you, Christopher. You got some good people here watching this story that actually care.
Yeah. Well, what can I say, George? This is a top tier kind of place, you know.
Jonathan, we're bringing we bring in the good crowd in here, and then of course, then when we leave, he gets the.
It'll go back down to 16.
The fuck? What is this?
What?
What? This is ridiculous.
I'm kidding.
Right. It's fine.
I'm kidding. I watch it on my phone and the laptop, so that gives you two views.
Right. So it's even less. Okay. That's good.
I inflate the number. I inflate the number for you.
Yeah. There's really only 4 people with multiple accounts right now. It's not even bots.
Sense of hope.
Oh,
man.
shit, man. Yeah, I get it. I appreciate it.
You asked me where's George?
Every time you got to ask him something. He's up there and then he
I
comes.
wanted to show you something, but I don't have it with me. So
wow.
I was saying to Joey has the pictures, and you probably saw too, Jonathan. Like I was showing in Milan when I was like 20 years old, 21 years old, and my dream was always to sell, and it has taken me 30 years. And so I just want to make sure that I do a good job. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm going. You
could stop right now, and you put together a hell of a legacy already. You could stop today, and
right.
You built a body of work that not a lot of people have even scratched the surface of. I mean, you've done a lot. You've done a mind-boggling, head-turning amount of work in the last 4 or 5 years that I've been.
5 years.
It's
crazy.
It's the years of me in bed praying to God to give me the chance. And so I feel like I'm catching up to my dreams. And I was saying something really profound. The Bazan, the circle, the Bazan. I did a compact. I put it on my. And then I'll shut up. I want to show this, if I may, for a moment. I want to show you this.
Is that Versace you're wearing there? What is that?
Well, that's Versace. There's no doubt.
It's Fendi. It's Fendi and Versace, Joey. Come on.
I'm sorry. It's a collaboration. My bad. It's so yes, John. It is.
You can tell Versace anywhere.
Right. I had Versace glasses. I took them off. Right.
You were going to be on, Jonathan, so I wanted to dress up a little bit to class up the place.
I appreciate that. Yeah. I appreciate. I put my good T-shirt on tonight.
Right. I could tell you dressed up. I appreciate that. There you go.
I washed my hair.
You washed your hair. It's more than.
I gotta wash my hair after this. So I don't know if you see the pattern here.
Yeah, it's like a fan.
Nice.
And so that was from a compact. If I want it, let me just, if you, hold on, I want to, there's an eBay. Let me go to the Zaharoff on eBay.
Zaharoff on eBay.
And you'll see this. Let me see if they still have it for sale. Is Josh in here? Is Josh in the room? Hey, Josh.
Got a couple of Joshes, you know.
Oh, it's sold. Let me make sure.
Your precious treasure is gone for $425.
That's crazy.
Hopefully,
look at this Zaharoff classic bath and shower gel. Wow, 6.8 ounces. Have you seen this?
I've seen it, but I'd be scared to buy it because it's almost.
Yeah, I'm sure it's compromised probably.
It's old,
and it looks like it's evaporated too.
I would be scared to buy it.
$25. I might take the chance on that.
Hell yeah!
Oh, here's the woman's clear. Here's the clear bottle, the women's.
Yeah, that's the clear bottle. I want to see if I could find the library. Let me see. I want to find something to show you.
Oh, I didn't realize you had this much stuff on eBay.
Yeah, whenever George sends me care packages, first thing I like to do, I just try to make a quick set. Oh, sorry, George.
Okay, so
sorry.
Turn around, sell it.
Right? Gotcha. Yeah, you good.
So this was the cap. This was the cap of the women's, which you have, right? You have the women's bottle.
Yes.
Right? And what I did is I took the women's bottle and smushed it down, and I created a compact, which is this.
Oh, wow. That's a great idea. That's awesome.
So this is from 1995. And that's what you see in the Bazan box.
That's awesome. That's great. See, now that's an arc. That's a bridge.
And so there.
Take a look.
But I have to say something that when I lost everything and I was dreaming about bringing this back to life, when I finished and held in my hand the Bazan box, like think about between the signature pour homme, all the different flankers, the Bazan, like I have been given the gift of finishing cycles, finishing things that were unresolved for 30 years. And so because it had been this, I didn't do the right things. I should have this. What would it be now if I had done that? Where would the fragrances be now if Escada had taken over? Where all of these regrets and
Escada. That's it.
The Escada, yeah.
You just made that connection for me.
The Escada pour homme.
Another bridge. Here we go.
You just made that connection for me.
Yeah. The Escada pour homme. That was one of my favorite fragrances, yeah.
Do you have this?
I don't have so when I lost everything in 2001, I couldn't smell fragrance or have any fragrances around me for about 10 years. I didn't wear anything. I was really
just made the connection. Do you have one of these?
I don't.
I have a couple of these. I'll send you one.
Are you sure?
I have two of them.
I'll take. So imagine me. Send me the one with the lesser juice if you want, if you decide. So
I decide. I'll send you one. You'll see how close it is.
Who is Susan, and what part did she have in that woman's bottle? I don't know who Susan is. What does that mean?
Cracking a joke.
Oh, okay.
Just having a little bit of fun.
And so I just with the Bazan, it's so strange, guys. All right, with the Bazan and there's no fragrances from the end of this year. So that whole cycle is come to an end, and the Bazan really closes all of the cycles from the past. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like there's nothing left and so I just feel very fortunate to be given that gift because people don't get that gift.
The comeback. Yeah, not a lot of people get that.
So I'm just very grateful. So anyway, yeah. So is that crazy?
Yeah, you've done. It's been something to watch. I'll tell you that. From a spectator's, been something to watch.
And they said, Joey, that we wouldn't last. Being
That's what they say, right? There it is.
that's the blue bottle, the sapphire bottle.
Yeah, there's a green one, there's a purple one, there's a clear one, and then there's the. Did you see that one I held up earlier? The X straight.
You had one? Let me see.
No, it's on eBay. Look.
That's the Baccarat bottle. That's the parfum. Yeah. It's this.
Yep. Pretty cool, right?
It's this.
They want $19.99 for it. Yes. That's what that is. They want $19.99 for it.
Isn't that crazy?
Sheesh.
Right.
$25. Sheesh.
This is the original. My original sketch that I did for that bottle.
That's awesome. Awesome. I love that.
That's
See,
cool.
that's the kind of cool shit I like. That stuff behind the scenes, way back stuff.
Yeah.
The thoughts before their things. That's
exactly. Awesome. The thoughts before the things. That'd be a great book.
Oh, Georgie.
Yeah.
There he is.
Look at that guy.
I used to be beautiful.
I know that.
I used to be beautiful. What happened?
How you doing, Paradise?
You're still a good-looking kid.
Thanks. Who, me?
Right.
Still a good-looking kid. You're not as old as I am. When you get as old as I am, George, then you start worrying.
I think that we're both the same year, 1971, right?
No, I was born in May of 1970. My birthday's coming up, as a matter of fact. I'm going to be a double nickel soon.
Are you a double nickel?
Butter nickels, George.
It's a 50. What is that?
55.
Double nickel, 55.
Hello. Two nickels, hello. George. He talks about me, right? This is
I'm sorry.
May 2nd, 1970.
Jonathan, 1970.
You're a Taurus.
That is correct.
Yeah, you come across as a Taurus. You're like a tough one. I love it.
He shares a birthday with my father.
But a softie. A tough one, but a softie.
Yeah, I'm not that tough. I'm really not that tough.
So I don't want to ask you this question, Jonathan, but I'm going to. So you're in the Palisades. Your house is in the Palisades. The fire is coming. And you need to grab one fragrance. What would it be?
Sheesh.
Right.
Can you imagine having those people with the fire having to grab? But
use the XXX to bust the window and then jump out.
What fragrance? What fragrance do I grab? Wow. Sheesh.
Dahlia George doesn't carry coins. What's a nickel?
Right. That was the nastiest.
What's a nickel?
That was crazy.
Just one? You're saying one?
One.
God, George, that's tough, man.
Awful.
That is. They all mean
That's
a little
awful.
something. They all have some sentimental value. They all came from someone or somewhere. And
so we'll leave it then. We'll let it be. I won't ask.
Man. It would be maybe this latest one that I got. It's a wonderful pre-birthday gift that I got.
Let's see it.
Dahlia's gonna get all moist again. Here we go.
What is it? I gotta see my big screen TV.
Oh, big screen, huh?
Guerlain's Vetiver Pour L.
Is that a current fragrance or is that a vintage you found?
This is a 2005 or 7, something like that.
So you would grab that.
Yeah, it's from
So beautiful.
from whence it came for my birthday and all that. So that's probably
So
it
get
would
on
be
it.
something like that.
And for you to say that, I probably gonna imagine who got it for you for your birthday too.
Right.
I love it.
So or it'd be something of the like, something else, like
That's beautiful. I love it.
maybe one of the Rajas, or something sentimental.
I think that I won't ask that question because it's hard to ask. What is the elephant in the back with the nose up in the air? What is that?
You know what that is? I'll tell you what that is. That's
luck.
from my grandmother's house. My grandmother used to collect elephants, and that made it somehow to boxes, made it somehow to the attic, and then I grabbed it, and like my mom collects certain stuff. My grandmother collected elephants. My dad collected stuff. We've all collected everything. Like we've collected coins, and my mom's collected Hummels and precious moments, and my dad's collected knives and guns and belt buckles and cameras, and you name it. We've all had coin collections, and this is my collection.
That's
and
beautiful.
that elephant is my grandmother used to have elephants all over the house.
Good luck.
All over the house.
I want to say something funny, but I'm not going to.
It's just a stupid plastic elephant, but it was sitting on my grandmother's cabinet at her house.
She was used to having elephants everywhere.
Big trunk.
I can't make a joke out of it unless I was with Joey. Joey, I can't make a joke. If there was a fire in the house, I would grab my portrait. That's probably the only thing that I would take with me.
Of yourself?
Yeah, the portrait on the wall.
Who made that for you?
That was done when I was 21 years old in Europe. I don't know if you guys can see it. Does it right there? Yeah. That's probably everything else. I mean, I have a lot of freaking vintage clothing, but I'm not that. I have a lot. It's
really tough to think about. I have a lot of little sentimental things. I don't even know if fragrances would be the first thing I'd grab. I'll tell you what. Here's talking about pictures. I'll tell you something I would grab. I'll show you. Speaking of my grandmother.
But you know what? While he's doing that, Joey, I'm using these as displays, and I'm gonna use these as actual fucking displays in the stores.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm gonna have these duplicated.
That's pretty slick.
As POP, point of purchase. Is that
Point
nice?
Of purchase. Yeah, I like that idea.
Okay, this was hanging on the wall in the back bedroom of my grandmother's house before she passed.
The Last Supper?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
It's a picture that was hanging in my great grandmother's house that got to my grandmother's house, then got to me. This picture is probably 130 years old.
Incredible.
Really?
Yeah. Pretty cool, right?
Very.
It's incredible.
Very. I can see.
So
George.
it's on a board, and I keep meaning to have it
framed.
This thing has been all over the world with me, and the fact that I still have it's amazing. I've lost a lot of stuff in my day, but this thing is somehow stuck with me.
It's beautiful.
That's very beautiful.
That'd probably be what I grab.
Hey George, this is the what I saw. It says something like Suzanne and George bottle. I don't know if you're familiar with this. This is what I saw.
CB radio.
That has to be.
Oh, CB radio. Hold on.
So that has to be signed to Susan.
Okay.
Because that's the blue bottle. If you find a purple bottle, there was only maybe less than 50 of those purple bottles made. It was for Bergdorf Goodman. Does that say to Susan?
Yeah, the purple ones are out there.
So let me tell you what I would do if it was a very special customer. I would write happiness, peace, prosperity. What does that say? I can't read it. But if you poor femme, blue bottle, let me see. Is that it? Yeah.
Let's see.
And so
peace of mind.
It says
Peace of mind.
This is 1,998. So what does that say? FRIGAUSH. It has the Frigo. Her name, Frigosia. That has to be her name.
Yeah, it says
Frigosia.
the Susan something bottle, George bottle, is what
Limited
it looks like
edition
it
blue
might say.
bottle. Oh my God. Isn't that crazy?
It's awesome.
The Suzanne and George bottle. That's the Suzanne. Do you see it? So it was
Yeah.
me and her. It was me and her. So I would see a customer because I would visit the stores once a quarter. I would be in every store. I would start in Seattle, Anchorage, Seattle, and then go all the way down California, San Francisco, Dallas, uh, Denver, Salt Lake City, Minneapolis, Detroit, Chicago, and then, oh my God, Atlanta. And I would be signing bottles and kissing babies. And so whoever I had met, her name was Suzanne. So I would say the George and Suzanne bottle, meaning I signed it, she bought it.
And
So it was
that's
our bottle.
it's a pretty much full bottle right there.
It's awesome.
There is a year of building. And then it says year of prosperity. So this had to be in the beginning of the year. Yeah, it was
New
the blue
Year.
bottle. So
Yeah,
this was the
yeah.
beginning because this came out in Christmas. So
Good.
so this was the beginning. Happy New Year. Oh, there you go. Happy New Year.
Yep.
Wow. I tried like who you know me and how I am is I haven't changed. Peace of mind, opulence, darling. Good health.
All I got was corpulence on my bottle, George.
Well, and you know what? If you think about this, and Jonathan, and I know that that's Alfie, right?
No, it's Spencer.
Hi, Spencer.
Not so
Spencer.
famous.
Hi, Spencer.
Hey,
Is
I'm
that
here.
like
I'm here.
you can't take this. You can't take this away from me. Like this is as real as it gets. That I went out there into the world, 20 years old. I designed that bottle. The cap, the Jew, everything. I went out there to make my life happen, and no one can take that away from me, And I called myself a creative director, and they made fun of me, but I am at its truest form, and you can't take this shit away from me.
Let them laugh when you're sitting in first class on your way to Japan or
Right.
Australia
Wherever.
or Italy or whatever.
Right. The Brazilian steakhouse we go to,
Call me whatever. Call me Susan. I'll be in first class.
You know, though, I have to tell you, Jonathan, it doesn't. I think that.
Good night, Dilly. See you later.
I think it's more like. I don't know. I don't care about I love all that shit. I don't care about the first class or anything. It's just more like fuck you. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
Yeah,
so,
and it's nice to be able to do that.
To say, because you fight through all of that, and if you and this is in my blood.
Yeah.
Shout outs.
Your mom was a designer too, right?
Yeah.
Fashion designer.
I just wanted to show you that bottle just in case you needed me to buy it for you or something like that. Tomorrow's my birthday. Shout outs.
Happy birthday, Spencer. You want to buy this for me?
Yeah, like if you needed it, like, oh, I need that bottle. It means something to me. I just wanted to verify.
No, I want it to be out into the universe and have someone buy it and enjoy it. So the woman's name is Suzanne. I don't know what the side bottle says. What does the other side say though? What does that say?
Peace of mind. Susan and George bottle.
Free.
Happy New Year.
Fugazi.
Oh. No, it says year of prosperity. Year of prosperity, and then year of. I don't know.
FRIGAUSHIA.
Fugazi shit.
Fugazi.
Right.
I don't know.
Patience, peace of mind. It's a cool looking bottle.
Yeah.
And it's etched on the side, 1998, 2000.
it's awesome that this bottle style has weathered come through the time. You haven't changed. It's awesome. It's you know this is like when you see this design, you know it's
Zaharoff.
I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see it from the side, George. It says year of building.
Building.
Year of building, good health, peace.
It's like a fortune cookie, right?
Yeah,
opulence, peace of mind. I don't know.
And it's got the box. It's
what
cool
does
that it
that
comes
say?
with the box,
What is
you
the
know?
FRIG? What the fuck?
Year of prosperity.
Year of prosperity.
Oh, yeah. It says George bottle, I think. Yeah.
I signed that. I wrote that.
You did sign it. Yeah.
That's
the
me.
signature.
Yeah, that's me. And
the signature is.
If I came across a customer and she goes, "Oh my God, I need it to be a good year. I just want good things, because I went through a hard time." That's when I would do a bottle like this. I would say, put this on your counter and remind yourself all the good stuff, because it's different facets. And that's, different facets. It's a woman with her hands on her hips standing proud, by the way, if you were wondering where the inspiration came from. It's a woman standing tall.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And when I created that bottle out of clay, if you take a prescription bottle and you put it against the curvature, it will match identical, because that's what I used.
Damn, secrets unleashed.
I used a prescription from Walgreens to do the curvature. So if you put it there, it'll match identical.
Hey, what's that?
Huh.
Right.
George, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
How long did this run? How many years?
It ran almost. So what happened was this. It ran for the launch for Neiman's and Bergdorf Goodman. We ran out, and then it launched to the whole chain, one run, and that was it. So literally, it was out in the market for about a year and a half.
Damn. Yeah, I tell you, I would back it up if I could. I really would.
A year and a half, that was it.
That's awesome.
And so it was, and they were saying that the sales would be like 20% of the women's, but this ended up being almost equal to the women's. It was 50-50. Wow. Anyway, I had so many big dreams for whatever. It wasn't meant to be.
Well, it wasn't meant to be at that time.
Right. And so I did my clothes. And, though I have to tell you right now, it's Saks bought Neiman's. I would hate to be selling to them. So Saks bought Neiman's. Neiman's filed bankruptcy and no one got paid, right? They got included in the bankruptcy. And then Neiman's owed a year out. They did not pay their vendors in a year. Wow. And people thought that after Saks purchases Neiman's, they would get their money. And Saks wrote a letter to everybody saying those people that haven't been paid will pay you over the next year, and any new product is net 90. I don't know how you could, and so it's only Saks Neiman's group now, because Saks bought Neiman's and Nordstrom. What else is there?
Nothing.
So imagine
the retail brick and mortar's dead.
Yeah.
Completely. It's not even. There's nothing. There's no more. Everything's online.
And if you remember, there was iMagnin, there was Bonwit Teller, there was Robinsons, there was all these stores, and they started buying and then bankrupt. You know what I mean? And I think that's what's going to happen if Saks, Neiman's, because it's all buyouts. It's all pushing paper and debt. Think about it, right? The only thing though is that Amazon is dying to sell luxury. And Amazon gave, I think, 25% of the sale. They came up with the money. So it'll be curious to see where this morphs. But when I see a shopping mall, like you said, Jonathan, I see a dinosaur.
Yep. There are still malls around, but you walk through them and it's like a ghost town. Half the stores are closed. There's one anti whatever pretzel shop.
Anti Ann's, right.
Yeah. Anti Ann's and the mall used to be the place to be, man.
Yeah,
It's like
Remember?
arcade, movie theaters, arcades, all the coolest stores, all the coolest clothing shops. You know, it was electronic stores and video games, and
Shout out
the
Sam
mall was
Goody.
hell yeah, same Radio
And when,
Shack.
Radio Shack.
and when I was doing the personal appearances, the malls would be packed. I would go for a weekend and it would be packed. Now it's
It's a ghost town. Yeah, I spent my
Yeah.
youth at the mall. Shit, I think all of us did. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
you want mall
It was
rats? Yeah, I went there to pick up
it was like-
girls.
It's like a day out, you know.
and you
Yeah.
have
Full
and so
event.
you have like an Estee Lauder who relies a lot on the malls. And let's say you have Tom Ford, right? So Tom Ford, they closed 50 Macy's stores right there. That's, however many millions of sales, that's now going to be at a loss. They'll go to Nordstrom and they'll be like, you need to buy more Tom Ford, otherwise you're not going to get, the Estee Lauder launch for whatever the fuck. And so what do? They go to smaller brands and they'd be like, bye-bye, or they'll buy one bottle. I was sitting next to Princess the group. I went to the Fragrance Foundation Awards and I was sitting next to there's a Princess Grace fragrance, a Princess Grace Foundation fragrance. And she sold to Neiman's, and we were talking, and I go, I would never consider ever selling to Neiman's, Nordstrom. If they came to me and said we want to carry Zaharoff, I stopped carrying at Nordstrom over the pandemic. 30 years of selling brick and mortar, well, that's all I knew. And the pandemic is the one that switched my brain around. But I mean, they sell 5 bottles a week. And they need to have demonstrators and people spraying and introducing, and they're fighting over every single fucking. No, thank you. No way.
Even those stores that are still around, you go into the fragrance section and those sections are dead.
Dead.
Like you can't find a salesperson, a sales assistant. You can't. The fragrances are kind of just strewn about. Like I wouldn't, if I had a fragrance, I wouldn't put it in a major store.
Well, and you go in there, and you go.
It would be in this space or online or Instagram or,
And Jonathan, you walk into the store and it's whoever vendor is there for the day that's going to sell you. It's the Pouge.
Right.
If you go in there for, let's say, your fragrance, and I go, you know what, Jonathan, I heard has a fragrance. I saw online. Can I smell it? Oh, yes. She might even say, oh, we only have limited, but we do have this new one from Pouge. And you know what I mean? Forget that. Oh my God. Oh my God. And they return. Someone uses the fragrance for, there's 10% left. I don't like this, and they get a refund. What the heck?
Yeah.
So I think what we do need though is perfumeries. I think it would be nice to have mom and pop perfumery. So let me the business model that I do, if I may.
I agree.
Is I find a perfumery that has maybe 10 brands, and they're like, we really want to carry Zaharoff, and that's who support and build. So if I find one in every country, I found one in like Belgrade, I found one in Zurich, I found one in Vienna, and I just sell to that one in that country, and they become fiercely loyal.
How did you? I gotta stop you there. How did you stumble across these little mom and pop shops in Vienna and Austria, wherever? Like, did you go and research? Did you get feet on the ground, or did you look?
So in Vienna and Zurich, I was just there 6 months ago. I go in there, introduce myself. I go, I love what you have here. I would like for you guys to carry the line, or in other cases, they write to me. One in Warsaw, the one in Belgrade, and what is the capital of Croatia? What's not Bratislava? What's the capital of Croatia? It's on the Zaharoff website. But yeah, so I try to find these special.
Capital of Croatia.
Zagreb. Yeah, so it's one in Zagreb. And so it's on the Zaharoff website if you go to the retailer. So if you find these very special perfumeries that carry, 10, 5, and then they support you and they build the business in that country.
That's how that's what you've done is you've gotten your tentacles in like all over the place in places that aren't going to dry up. Those little mom and pop places are going to be there.
Right. I hope so.
Not going to be bought out like the big retailers. And you've done it you've done it on a grassroots level. It's like, it's amazing the work you've done.
It's fucked up. Go to Memoir if you can, Joey. Go to memoirperfumery.hr and take a look. And this is the one in
I'll be right back, guys.
Zagreb. In Zagreb. That's right. He was right.
One moment, please.
It's Memoir, MENOIRE, perfumery.hr.
All right. 1 second.
Joey, think about this 5 years ago. It's where we started together, huh?
It is. It is. That's when we started. A niche perfumery. It's crazy how the time has flown by, like in a serious note. All right, I'm on Memoir Perfumery right now.
So if you pull it up and you'll see can you go full screen?
Yeah, I can share it. But the shit isn't in English. Hold on a second.
You could do it's okay. It doesn't matter.
Okay, one moment, please. All right, here we go. Make sure I'm on the right fucking site. Of course I am.
Look at that.
That's
my children.
Beautiful babies.
Isn't that crazy?
That's insane. How's that feel?
Unbelievable. I haven't seen this. This is the first time I'm seeing this, Joey.
This is the first time?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of special. Here we go. Here we are.
Anyway, thanks for doing that.
My pleasure.
Craziness. And then there was another one. I think it was 24. My children, huh? It all started from here, Joey.
It all started with one, right? I love it. How cool is that?
It's a dream.
Still my favorite of all the plates.
You know what I'm going to do for a point of purchase display? I'm doing a big 6-foot metal plate of that.
Could you imagine?
For the stores.
That's beautiful.
I guys watching, if people are still watching, are people still listening and watching?
35 people are here for 2 hours.
Wow.
2 hours.
I think it was called 24S. There was a place that I saw. Let me see if I could find it. So I was, I can't, never mind. It's okay. It doesn't matter. It's fine. Thank you for doing that, Joey Cannoli.
Of course. Look at watching and listening. What's up, Terry? How are you, bud?
It's like a dream, Joey.
It's no longer a dream. It's a reality.
Anyway,
it feels like a dream.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it's called.
It was all a dream.
It was all a dream.
Smalls, right? Yeah, it all starts with one. What do we got going on here?
I picked up.
Oh man, come on, listen. Oh shit.
Fierce. Joey likes fierce.
That's
Icon.
That's my
iconic.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Icon's pretty nice.
Shit, man.
Pretty nice. Just like I said the other day, just so you guys don't think I'm too bougie.
Right.
Here is, I wore this the other day. L'Homme Ultime.
Oh, that was great. That was a great one as
Ultime?
well. Yeah.
Ultime is nice. It's really nice.
From Libre was nice.
Yep.
Shit, man.
Monoid L'Homme.
So what year is Fierce?
2000.
Fierce is 2002.
Yeah.
2002.
I had the second formulation. The original, there was the red font, but I had the one with the silver cap when they took the red font off. That I remember, George. That was one of the first fragrances I ever personally bought at the mall, and it was literal catnip. It was back in the 2000s. I mean, the malls were still booming, right? Yeah. And the boys would be outside trying to lure the girls in with their shirts off and shit. And you'd walk in there, and you could smell it a mile away too. You'd walk into the mall.
It would be wafting through the mall. Now it would be unheard of to have guys with their shirts off in the mall. Now, can you imagine now? But yeah, so I know. Let me ask you. Jonathan, do you have, by chance, Giorgio VIP?
Georgia Beverly Hills VIP.
Joey, imagine me sophomore year in high school. Giorgio VIP. The bottle was $95 back then. Oh my God, you thought it was $1,000.
Same with Fierce. That was it was like just under $100. I was like, oh man, that was for like $100.
I don't think I do, George.
I could drink this stuff. Yeah.
I have a lot of vintages in that area, but I don't have that one. What else did you used to wear when you were young, George?
Xerius.
Xerius, the blue bottle.
Yes, and then Francesco Smalto.
Really? You wore Francesco Smalto?
Mm-hmm. I love that.
I have 2 or 3 bottles of that.
That was good shit. They don't make any of the fragrances like they do. Fragrances.
I have a number of Smalto fragrances.
The fragrances behind you are dying. They're not like even the fragrances that we're doing now. They're not going to be made in the next 10 years, if not sooner. Yeah, it's all going to be synthetic. We're not going to be pulling oils off of trees or anything or oud, or it's not going to happen anymore. You'll see. It's going to be illegal.
I really couldn't be happier with my collection. Like not to flex on anybody, but I have a little bit of everything. Yeah, I love my collection. I really do. There's just this one of everything.
And then there was a Moschino. I had a Moschino with the 2 ends. What's that?
Balenciaga.
That's the original.
Yep.
They don't make stuff like that anymore.
Built-in sprayer.
Good shit.
Built-in sprayer. That's pretty slick. That's what I love about John, though, is like you can obviously tell the guy's got a genuine passion.
Jonathan?
Yeah, and then when you just see he loves the vintage
Casual Friday.
So Duncan sent me a decan of that, and I love that, John. I'd wear that now.
Beautiful. It's really beautiful. But I have everything, man. I have like Milano Fragranza. This is Basilica. I have this is Oro Nardo from
that's a nice
look at that bottle.
Gorgeous.
That's
gorgeous.
A beautiful bottle.
Yeah, it's from a Mexican niche house called Xinu. XINU. Xinu.
Beautiful. How old is that bottle?
Not old. It's a couple of years. It was released a couple of years ago. Oro Nardo. It's a tuberose fragrance.
Beautiful.
I started to get into tuberose the last couple of years.
Yes, the vice versa bottle.
I have a vice versa bottle.
That's what I used to wear a lot too. That was back in
Moschino.
Moschino. Back in the day.
I have it.
I knew Franco Moschino back in the day because we were showing him around at the time. Yeah.
Jeez.
And Gianfranco Ferre, I knew him. Oh my God, that was George. That was my heyday.
Heyday, is that what we call it?
Valentino.
I think what's great seeing with Jonathan is like you can tell how much he's into it. You
Yeah.
know, when you see the vintage, you see how he lights up when he talks about it.
And the way he is with his vintage perfumes and with my fashion,
With your
I
clothes.
could start pulling on my Valentino
Right.
and like my Versace, and I'm
Right.
exactly like him. Exactly.
And that's the sign of someone that,
It's
that you know,
beautiful.
it's more than just a collector.
Yeah.
You know, he
This was
enjoys
nice.
what he's collecting.
Joey, this was nice.
It's
Has anyone put it right there?
Dilly dropped a 10-piece before we went to bed, but I mean we're at 2 hours. We'll see if anyone wants to put it right there.
You like the gray?
Thank you. Do I
You
like
like
the
the-
gray? What are you saying to me? Shout out San. You and San.
Yeah. Let me ask you something. I love what you're doing with that coffee one. You talked about dark fruits, berries. Have you got something drawn up for that?
I do.
You do.
I was gonna send it to you. Go ahead.
Excellent.
Dis-moi, tell me why.
I'm just curious because that's right in my wheelhouse. That
Were
dark
you
fruits.
gonna give me some
berries.
ideas?
Well, I mean, I always like plum, but I've started to notice blackberries popping up lately. Rarely see blueberry. I'm tired of seeing raspberry. But plum, black plum. I saw black plum in a fragrance not too long ago. But yeah, just dark fruits, frankincense, papyrus, boozy. I don't know. I love darker fragrances.
I
love dark fragrances.
I have
There's a fragrance with blueberry in it. Poets of Berlin. You ever heard of this? Poets of Berlin? Poets in Berlin.
So what I did was I had to do like let's see it. Oh.
It's just a sampler.
No more cherry.
Poets in Berlin.
So I had to do a whole
Wilhelm Perfumeries. What is that?
Complete fragrance portfolio to the end of the 2020s.
Wow. To the end of the 2020s.
To 2020,
wow.
And so I'll send you the
Claude's going to be a part of that. Have you thought past Claude? Is that a sensitive question?
So if I have a meeting on Thursday with Claude and Man, and if he wants, he could have the signature, this whole collection, this whole art could be his if he wants, and if he decides to not do it, then I'll go outside.
Okay.
So it's up to him.
Do you have any people on your wish list? No,
I don't.
I have a few people I'd love to see do your stuff with your materials.
Really?
Oh my God. There's a few people I'd love to see work on. Some of my favorite perfumers. I don't know how realistic it is, but Bertrand Duchefort, one of my favorite perfumers.
I think that's by the way, I wonder if he's with Man. Well, we'll see. We'll see what the gods of fate have in store with Claude.
Yeah.
But you know, like we'll see. It sucks because he's these perfumers of this it's a dying breed. Yeah. It's very sad.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried this, George? Speaking of coffee fragrances, I showed this the other day, but I'm in love with this fragrance. Iris Terrefi. It's coffee and iris.
Let's see the front. Can I see the front of the bottle? It's coffee and iris?
It's Guerlain's Iris Terrefi.
Do you know that Ross with the iris? I think because Ross is so heavy iris with his fragrances that I've kind of stayed away from iris. You know?
Oh no, yeah, I was just showing you that's another
No, I know,
coffee
I
style.
know, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
I,
like
I like. I'll tell you what, I like Ross's fragrance. The second one,
the Evening
um,
Mystique.
Evening Mystique. It's weird and it's nichey, complex, to offbeat. I like it. I like it a lot. It's probably the best of those three, of that second pull.
The let me see something here. I want to send this. I think maybe it's the time for Betty Bye too.
It's winding down. It's time to go.
A little bit, but
Joey getting sleepy.
Not me. Not me.
I think this is a
think
good
that,
stream, don't you? How are the numbers?
Absolutely. Good. 31. We peak. We had I think we were 50. But
Nice.
goes between 30. You got to remember at 2 hours. It's Sunday night. It's 11:07.
Yeah. We do this on a Thursday night or something, or a Friday night even.
Exactly. You pick up numbers. But like I said, George I'm reading all this that you're sending me, George.
so the second one is down two paths. So I don't know if I want to go more milky or more berry. We'll see. We'll see what the gods of fate. So there's the whole wheel and trying
Milky.
to. And I think that as we milky, you like milky, Joey?
Just based off of what I'm reading, I
Which
think that vibe would be.
what are you looking at? Which one are you looking at?
The second one.
I think it'd be more appropriate. It kind of falls into that whole vibe.
I'm nervous.
I'm kind of lost. There's a whole bunch of shit here.
So I sent you
The mod 2.
Yeah,
you talking about mod 2.
Mod 1 and mod 2. So there's two different directions to go. So mod 1 is one direction, mod 2 is another. But if you scroll up even higher, you'll see.
Yes. I have just at a glance. I'm voting for 1.
Yeah, I think so. We'll see. But you know what though? When you start creating and you start doing different mods, that's when you start being like, oh fuck, this is good, and that's when you start having and this is what I've used up over the years, all of the stuff that Claudia sent me, the mods, and then making tweaks. And so that's what I've used up. So
that's so fun. I would love to be able to do that. That sounds, just doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Just watching him work and create and getting that, that synergy between you. I would love to do that. Just that for a living.
I think
if that could be a job.
Doing the creations. Yeah. I know.
Like what you're doing.
Because thank you.
I have great ideas in my head. I just don't know how to perfume. That's stupid, but
you never know what the future holds, Jonathan.
You never know.
You never know.
Ever know.
So
I gotta blow my channel up so people pay attention to me.
And I think that also, I think the hard part is also, I have nothing. It's stressful putting product out there because it's like your bare ass. Actually, it's like showing your penis to everybody in the world and them going, oh, it's too small, it's too this, it's too big, it's too fill in the blank,
Yeah, it's do something, right?
No matter what.
It's always going to be like that. There's always going to be detractors. There's always going to be cheerleaders. There's always going to be bandwagon jumpers. There's always going to be people that are diehard from the beginning. People that are too cool to say whether they like something or not. There's always there's a whole range of things.
But when you create, let me turn off this light. I wanted to show my great. When you create, okay, when you create fashion, some drape or some cut and sew. In other words, you'll take a fabric. Karl Lagerfeld would drape. He would do a sketch, take a fabric, go do this, move this, do that. That's how I would create. When I would do my neckwear, my patterns, I don't know how to sew. I don't get on a machine. I could sew if I wanted to, but I don't know how to sew and put together a garment. You have people that do that, but you do the artistic direction. You pick the fabrics, you design the different patterns, and you put together your brand. When you look at the Zaharoff collection, it's all my hand over the years. It looks like a Zaharoff because it's George. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's
Yeah.
absolutely.
And so for me, I let Claude create the fragrance, and then I do all the packaging and all of that. And then
Storytelling. That's what I like.
exactly.
Some of the stories that are attached to some of these are fantastic.
And when
Just these ones you've sent here, the concepts are love it, because that's what builds the fragrance. That's what builds the fragrance is these concepts, these blurbs, these write-ups, and then you get people to start saying things about them, and it's very funny how suggestive like commentary can shape a fragrance. Get what I mean?
with
Like,
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
no. I was, like tonight, for instance, if I hadn't never said medicinal to anybody, nobody would have thought medicinal. Like everybody smells something different, and everybody,
I love it.
yeah.
And I think that and don't forget, I have to compete. My product is on a shelf, and at the end of the day, it has to sell, right? And in order for that to sell, I need to have the product. It has to compete with whatever else is on the shelf. And so for me, two things: entry level luxury. Zaharoff has always been entry level luxury, and I was able to thrive.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
so
you're right in that sweet spot of where people don't think it's too expensive and think it's just expensive enough to be legitimate.
Right. And so
Yeah,
that's where
you hit a sweet spot that's incredible. And the way you've done it by getting into YouTube, running your Facebook, networking with all these small perfumeries, it's incredible what you've done. It really is incredible. I'm not kissing your ass or anything, but it's not a secret. It's not a secret why your brand is successful.
Thank you, Jonathan. I think
and there's going to be dickheads out there that say, "Oh, he's just kissing his ass." I'm not kissing your ass. It's admirable to. It really is something to see and to witness over the last 5 years.
Thanks, Jonathan. I hope I could continue doing it. And and then think about this, right? You're in 50 countries and you're a global brand.
Hell yeah.
You're a small niche global brand, right? And so
worldwide.
It's fucked up.
The arc isn't over yet.
No.
God willing.
Tourists don't kiss ass. That's right.
So thanks for listening. Right. Thanks
Whoever
for listening to me, Jonathan. And guys, thanks for listening.
40 people.
Crazy, huh?
40 people. Saturday.
And everyone here has supported me. And I think that the interesting part, Jonathan, is that I wish I could say more because, there's things that have happened along the way. And yeah.
I think smart people know, even the unsaid stuff. Smart people get it. Smart people get it. I don't think you have to say too much. And anybody that, even if you did tell them, there are people out there that just wouldn't want to get it. They wouldn't want to believe whatever the truth is. They want their narrative, whatever's in their head. Oh, you're going to be trolls.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely
always going to be trolls. There's always going to be.
Yeah.
Never going to convince them. Even if you did tell them the exact truth of what happened, wouldn't matter.
And you know what? It's like, Jonathan, you look and see with Ross, like the moment Ross puts a video out, it goes straight to Reddit. Like these people in 5 years, it's the same thing. And it's like
it's crazy.
So
but you know what they don't get is that any publicity is good publicity. That's what they don't get. They put that dude. They're giving him free advertising.
I know, and I think that even a little bit of the trolling helped me out. I actually believe that I shouldn't put that out there, but I actually believe it that kind of chatter,
little viral controversy,
you know what I mean, just helped with
drama.
Yeah,
little drama.
Right.
Yeah, Joey. Anyway, I won't say, but you know what, Jonathan? Now that we brought this up. Can I tell you something?
Sure.
There's a bunch of videos of Joey and myself out there. And the person and the individual that made that video when he pulled it from Joey's channel, left his stamp.
That's great. Do I know who it is?
You sure do.
Really?
And when I called it in the beginning,
somebody text me the name.
Put it in the
Joey,
private
can you
chat.
do it? Do you have this?
I can't.
Screenshot.
I don't know where.
You don't know. You don't know. You want me to send it to you on Facebook?
Yeah, I don't know how to get to the private chat.
Do you have a screenshot, or do you want me to forward it to him? Forward him a screenshot so he could see it with his own eyes, the stamp.
Okay.
While we're talking about it, where do I find the private chat?
Here, I'll write something.
So.
Oh, is this it here on the right? Okay, I got it. All right.
So the video that's on Joey and myself, the beginning and the end of that one part is also the piece that he took off of Joey's channel with his stamp, his full name.
Stunad.
Fucking Stunad is right.
Hold on
damn, Spence, thank you. Hold on, I'm like doing two.
Some people are dum-dums.
And you know what I'm thinking is that this individual has a business, has a good life, and he has put that kind of stuff out into the universe that will all come back to him.
I have a feeling I know who it is.
And so, God bless you.
That's it.
So
you just get a shirt that just says "God bless you."
God bless you.
I have a feeling I know who it is.
Joey, it's powerful. I was out talking. I was in Milan with all of the UK influencers. I went to lunch with them, and I was showing them. It's very powerful to show the name. Bless their hearts. So while Joey's doing that, let me ask you, Jonathan. So you go ahead. You get your fragrance. You get your bottle. You get everything. Right? Here's your perfume. Do you have the inside to go out there and sell it?
I'll tell you what. At my core, I'm a shy boy. You know,
Right.
I've always been a shy boy. Like as I've gotten older and working in the restaurant business, I've become more extroverted. But
when you need to,
cold sailing and calling and showing up and shaking hands and slapping babies, I don't know if I could do it.
It's a lot, right?
It's not easy. I mean, I'm sure I think that I have good communication skills. I think that I'm well spoken. I think I have a charm about me that I could do it if I really put myself out there. But
frozen.
It freezes and comes back.
It's a skill to be a salesman.
Yeah.
There you go, John. Check your messages.
To go out into the world and sell yourself, it's a lot. And I think that David, much love. And the reason why we decided not to call this person out in public was because we're God blessing him.
Both of them, or just the one that I think it is?
The one that you think.
Does he see the name?
Yeah.
There's another name there too.
Right.
Not that other name.
Anyway.
Yeah, sloppy, huh?
Yeah,
sloppy.
Chicken's got to come home to roost.
Yeah, but I've kind of always felt that vibe from that person.
Yeah.
Always kept my eye on that person.
Yeah, so, you have to rats, you know.
And so I was a gift. Joey gave me this gift for Christmas, and I'm just.
I gave him a Christmas gift, and I put a bow on it.
And I was, and it gave it just because, you know what, I knew it, and that person would call me up and say, "Are you telling people that I'm so and so?" And I was right. So.
Damn, supplies like that. All right.
So.
Thank you, Spence.
This was a good time. I'm glad we got to learn a little bit about your life. Thank you for sharing. You grew up.
Thank you for
Spent a
sharing.
lot of time in kibbutzes. I love it.
Yep.
Oh my
Yep,
God, I
it's,
love
I
it.
wanted us to get to know John a little bit more, talk about vintage. I just feel like
you
he's
don't
got a
if you
lot to
don't if
share.
you don't have haters, George, you're not doing something right.
What does it
You
take
gotta
to
have
get a
haters.
belly laugh out of John, says Dahlia?
I love
Me.
John. I love that laugh we got out of him. The how did he do it, Joey?
Yeah. I'm laughing for real now.
This
I
was
don't know.
great.
I have a silly sense of humor, really.
Don't we all?
I have a dry, silly sense of humor. Like, you know.
I think that we're more. There's the three of us are more alike than different.
Yeah. Yeah, we're
I
all,
would say so.
yeah, I would say so.
Absolutely. I had a good time last week, last Thursday with Jonathan. I felt like that was a really good stream. It just kind of
Yeah.
naturally unfolded,
Yeah.
from one thing to another, and that was a lot of fun. And I don't
Yeah,
know,
you don't
George.
need to
Go
you don't
ahead.
need to plan anything. The
No,
good streams are never planned.
right.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great kind of breath of fresh air. If
Yeah.
George and I do these streams, and every week we add someone, get to know them a little better, talk about what they
Yeah.
like, what they love, their and I don't know, it's a
Oh yeah.
different energy, right? It's a laid
Oh
back,
yeah.
chill energy. Got to appeal to
Yeah.
all the masses. It can't be degeneracy every night of the week.
Yeah. You can't go large every night.
Right, right.
I'm not discriminating. I'm not hating.
No, but
I'm
it's a
just
lie.
saying
It is a
it's a
Thank
lie.
lie.
you,
It is a
Jonathan.
lie.
Oh, get the fuck out of here, George. Listen,
Jonathan, thank you
Yes. Thank you.
because
there's
thank
5
you
nights. You get it.
because
Yeah. Oh, he knows. He knows, George. He knows. I don't hide it. You see me in the chat when the stream goes large? No. No, I do
Fucking
not support.
crazy, dog.
I do not
So
support.
large is fucking crazy.
and I'm talking to someone and I go, "What are you doing?" I'm going to go live now with Joey. Why? Again? Why? And I said because because he's trying to build his channel. Well, he's building it all right.
Brick by brick, pound by pound. Listen, you give 5
Cheeseburger
nights
by
a
cheeseburger.
bite by bite. You gotta have some. You know what? When you look at the analytics and it's all
Everything.
data,
Let me say something simple. Everything in moderation, my friend.
no doubt.
You go. You can overdose in one way or another. You know.
Yeah, you could have a sugar. And you know what? Like, what happens
Diabetic shock.
if someone's diabetic, right, has a diabetic stroke because this guy here pushed it too much? I never thought of that.
So it's my fault. The
Oh,
last
here we
30
go.
years
The victim.
of some right. How does this? What are you?
Can I
What
tell
are
you?
you?
Can I?
What
Can
are
I
you?
tell?
What are you saying to me right now?
Oh, here we go. The disclaimer that lets him wash his hands. I'm not,
Right.
Well,
Me and I'll sue. Right.
Becca is not.
anybody that calls Joey
Not
stupid is
slow.
not paying attention.
People think that he's taking advantage of Becca, that she's slow. She's not. She's very smart. She's
Look
very
at
put together.
always watching, always here.
Hi, Becca.
Somebody Beetlejuice.
Before I
Back it
go,
back.
before I go, I gotta tell you what I'm dealing with.
Let's hear it.
My mother
itchy?
believes that she's talking with Elon Musk and that he's in love with her.
Shut up.
And I'm trying to tell her that I show her on TV that they're scamming money and stuff like that. And I told him, I go, has he asked you for money? No. But if I find, I can't. She doesn't believe me. She refuses to
How old's
believe
your
me.
mom?
80.
80. My mom's 79. Is she getting there? Is that what it is?
Maybe, and she's on Facebook a lot. She's on her phone 8-9 hours a day.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
so
My mom's on Facebook all the time. She sends me these memes, these prayer memes, like all day, every day.
and that's their life. Jonathan, I think getting old is one of the worst It's a blessing, but it's one of the worst. It takes away your vitality. It takes away your sense of belonging. It takes away your friends, your loved ones. You know, it takes away your sexiness. You know what I mean? It takes away your worth. It takes away your value in society. It's awful. It's
Yeah,
awful.
but like in my head, I still feel 27. Like in my
What they all
mind's
say, right?
in my mind's
Jonathan,
eye.
you're not old, Jonathan.
No, I feel good, man. I feel good.
I'm talking
Young.
about, listen, you're our generation where we take care of ourselves. It's my
I feel
mother's
okay. I mean,
generation, your mom's generation. You know what I mean? That they're whatever they did is catching up to them, you know?
yeah. No, my parents are good, God-fearing people. They never drank a day in their life, never smoked nothing, never did nothing. You know.
Is your dad still alive?
Yeah,
God
yeah. It's
bless.
still kicking, man. We're getting back into the gym this week. We went
That's
on Monday.
awesome.
Hell yeah.
and or Wednesday rather, and we're going to go again. We're going to start going every other day. He stopped for a while there because he was having problems with his feet, and my mom had knee surgery. So, but now my mom's back up and around, and she's feeling better, and my dad's feeling better, and so everybody's healthy, thank God.
Knock on wood.
Everybody's in good shape. Yeah, my mom doesn't stop, bro. She gets knocked down once in a while, but she gets back up. She doesn't stop.
Chumbawamba.
Yeah. How old is your dad?
My dad's 81.
Also, the age isn't too bad.
Or 82, maybe 81. He'll be 81 in April 22nd.
Tauruses. So
Yep.
you and your dad are alike. Do you have any brothers or sisters, Jonathan?
I had a sister. She passed about 10 years ago.
I'm sorry.
She was 44. Yeah, it sucks.
Oh, wow.
I have half brothers and sisters too.
What was her name?
I was adopted, so
Okay.
I have two half sisters and a half brother. They're younger though. They're like a clip younger than me.
So they're like in their 50s, not in their 40s, 30s, 40s.
Yeah, they're like late 30s, early 40s, because my birth mother, went on to get married after, because I was like an 18-year-old mistake. You know what I mean? Like an 18-year-old summer fling. That's where I came from.
You know what though? If I may, you look like a love child.
Hey, she said he was charming, and
I could see it. Yeah, that's you right there.
He was a smooth talker,
There you go.
and she's a beautiful woman, and
I love it.
I got good genetics, man. I'll tell you that. I got good genetics.
Joey said, "Love child, never meant to be." Who sang that? Who sang "Love Child"? Was that Dinah Ross?
Dinah Ross.
No. That's a Love Child. I'm going to say goodnight to the both of you. I'll be the first to leave. I love you guys. Thank you for having me.
2.5 hours with 30 minutes.
Thank you for having me.
If you guys want to put it right there and pay the rent for Joey.
Rent? What? PayPal, let me say $93.
How long have we been on?
I love you guys.
2.5 hours.
Good night, Jonathan. Good night, Joe. Love you guys.
Good night, George.
George, he's no good at goodbyes, John.
Goodbye.
Thanks for sharing all that stuff about the fragrances.
I love you guys, of course. I
love you,
George.
Guys. Thank you.
Love you. Bye.
There he goes.
That's it. What are you gonna do? You're gonna shut it down? You're gonna wrap it up, tie it up?
That's your call, bud. That's your call.
We can hang out for a little while,
Let's hang out for a little while. Listen, let's go to 3 hours. I like a 3-hour mark. We're at 2.5, 30 minutes. We'll run it. So, right. Thank you, Dahlia. Dahlia wants me to tell her trade secrets.
Trade secrets.
I got a bunch. Trade secrets. I got a bunch of questions. So first and foremost, these vintage frags you collect.
Yeah.
Now, when you get a hold. Hold on a sec. What is this?
Who's this?
Who is it? How are you here?
You keep dropping the link, right?
No, I dropped it. See, John, what happens? I drop the link in the chat, and then they grab it.
I see. I'm not wanted here. I'm not wanted.
What do you like? What's something about Jonathan that you admire, Dahlia?
Oh boy. You don't have to be nice. You can.
I'm trying to pick one thing. I'm trying to pick one thing here.
Oh, there. Ooh, she's good. She's good.
The hair.
Expecting. She
That's
loves
real.
that bottle that you have.
No, we're not going to talk about that.
Oh,
We can
never
talk
mind.
It's
about
very
that.
rare.
It's okay.
It's
I
a
know.
source of pain for some people.
I
Right.
know. And all the questions that I have can't be said. Can't really be
Ask
answered.
him.
on
I'll
stream,
give you.
so.
Listen, I'll give you, and then I gotta kick you. I gotta kick you. But look, I'll give you 5 questions.
Okay.
Now I got time to hear. No, listen.
What country was the person you got that Guerlain bottle from?
The U.S.
How long were you looking for it for?
Ever.
Yeah.
I smelled it a number of years back, and I've always had it like in the back of my mind as one of the best vetiver I'd ever smelled. And and then it came to me. I'm fortunate. I'm a very fortunate boy.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, I have lots to be grateful for. I'm a very lucky person.
Yeah. Would you be willing to walk us through your hair care routine?
Fuck out of here.
My hair care routine.
Yes.
Well, I try to brush it every other day, because if I don't, it'll get like dreads. I wash it maybe every second or third day, and I use Pantene conditioner, and that's it. And then I put it in a ponytail.
All right. I have 2 more.
Yeah, 2 more.
Did you have a favorite fragrance in high school?
In high school, guess it would have. I guess I wore Dracar in high school. It was 88.
Hey.
Hell yeah. Love a good Dracar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't know if it was my favorite. It's just what I had.
Fragrance you're most excited to wear for summer?
For summer, this summer coming up, most excited to wear. It's a good question. I don't know. Probably. I don't know. It's a good question. I usually, my go-to, believe it or not, is Raja Oceania. Because it's fruity. It's kind of, it's kind of like citrine. Citrine's another nice one I wear in the summer.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got a ton of citrus, fruity, floral. Yeah.
Cool.
Is that it?
That was it.
Yeah, thank you. Any questions for me?
Where'd you get your hat from? The thrift store?
Okay.
Oh, damn.
This is bullshit. This is bullshit, dog.
That's enough. Enough.
Get the fuck out of here. You know what? Thank you for all that you do. You're real
put up with that verbal abuse.
There you go. Yeah, fucking, what is this? Scam night. All right, 5 questions, Sandra. Let it rip for John.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What's up, Jonathan?
What's up, brother? How are you?
I'm all right. How are you doing?
Life is good. Lots to be grateful for.
Absolutely. So, like, without giving away your sources or, like ruining the pot of gold, what is your best advice for sourcing vintage fragrances?
Sourcing them, you have to constantly be scouting, like always on eBay or Etsy, or check it out, see what Anuj has, or
shout out to
Facebook groups. Just kind of always be scouting.
Yeah,
that's what I do. I'm always scouting.
It's basically what I already do, but
and then over the years I've made connections. With people. Like I've got a couple of friends in Canada. I've got a couple of friends overseas. I got a couple of friends here that will, shoot me a text once in a while. Hey, I got that. Like just today, I just had somebody sent me a text today and asked me if I was interested in, let me see. He has a partial of Gucci Envy, 50 mil. He wanted too much for it though. He knows I like rare and hard to find fragrances. He has a bottle of Jupe Homme Chill Out limited edition.
Yeah.
Never heard of that. I've never got into that Yoke line. And then he has a bottle of anthracite, which I already have. Giacomo.
The anthracite is good stuff.
Yeah, it is nice.
Underappreciated.
Nice. Yeah, I have a bottle of that, but that's it, man. You start making connections, network, and people. I just got this not too long ago. I'm trying to collect the entire house of Aramis. I know you didn't ask this, but I'm throwing it up there. I like rare and hard to find, never heard of, like stuff you've never heard of is what I like to collect. And this is from the house of Aramis. This is called Surface.
I like the color juice.
Yeah. It's mint and cucumber.
Ooh.
And
I love mint. I love mint.
It's got a creamy sandalwood in the base. And
nice.
So this is one bottle closer to having the entire house of Aramis.
Very nice.
Here's speaking of Abercrombie and Fitch, this is probably one of the rarest Abercrombie's ever put out.
Are you pulling out the OG like from the 90s? No.
This is called Abercrombie Cologne.
I don't recognize this.
There's nothing on any of the there's nothing on Fragrantica or
Abercrombie Cologne.
Parfumo.
Fuck?
Yeah, Abercrombie Cologne. I went to the Reddit page. It's Abercrombie Cologne. Some people think, look at the cap. There's a little moose. I don't know.
Yeah, what the fuck, man? I've never seen that before.
Some people say that it was introduced as a teen line or kids line.
Okay.
And there's a feminine one that's Abercrombie Perfume. This is the Abercrombie Cologne.
Like
the perfume has a red cap. This one has a.
Is that from like a 2010-ish?
Like 2005. From the research I've done.
They used to have Abercrombie Kids next to Abercrombie and Fitch.
Well,
so I wonder if that's where it came from.
Some people think this is what that is, and I've never seen a bottle of it, and
I've never.
And it's actually really very nice. It's a musky plum.
You like the plum?
I love the plum.
Yeah, you love a good plum, right?
Love a good plum. So that's the kind of oddball, rare.
Yeah, I'm into that kind of weird shit, right? Like something like that is right. Yeah. Spence, correct. It was a Florida exclusive. Yeah, right, exactly. I think that Spence, Cologne 41. I've been trying to find for very. Is it around?
I'll find that right now on eBay. Yeah. Sure.
I mean, I'll send me a link.
Of the Abercrombie
and Fitch, Cologne 41, maybe Colden.
Number 41.
Shit that I never
got. Colden's out there.
Never got a hand to grab when I was younger. I was exclusively Fierce, and then of course Woods, like pre-Woods. I know they re-released
the one I want. The one I want is they were set out as a pair, Woods, and then there's a counterpart to it called Spices.
Woods and Spices. Yeah, you're right.
Spices is really hard to find. I have a bottle of Woods, but Spices is very difficult to find.
Yeah. I'll have to look into that. If you can find it, send me the link, because I'll take.
Which one you want? 41 or Colden?
41 and then Colden are the two I'm looking for. Definitely 41. I had a girl that promised she'd buy me a bottle. She never did, and I was going to buy it, and she said, don't buy it, I'll get it for you, this fucking bro. She never got it. By the time I went to get it, it was gone. Real heartbreak.
It's going for big money, though.
Of course.
Going for $300-$400.
Fucking son of, all right.
Number 41, yeah.
Yeah.
$300-$400. Colden, right. I think you can get Colden for a better price than that.
Okay.
So we cut Rafe off.
We did. Well, yeah, you pulled the Abercrombie. You sent me through a fucking.
Sorry.
All right, Rafe, what do you got? 3 more?
I mean, technically 4, but whatever. Who's counting?
Right. 4.
Well, he's right. 4. Let's get back to 4.
So,
Right.
of all the houses that have come and gone and are now defunct, what are some of like what do you think is the greatest loss? Like, what are some of the houses that are no longer in production that you think are a great loss to perfumery these days?
Oh wow. Houses that are defunct.
Or like that aren't producing major quantities, aren't in the spotlight anymore, aren't in stores regularly anymore, even if they are still producing in limited quantities.
Well, George mentioned it earlier. Smalto. Um, there's a couple of those Italian brands that aren't producing men's fragrances anymore, and it's a shame. Escada being one of them. Um,
Yeah.
Smalto, Moschino. Moschino was put out great fragrances for men.
Yeah.
I don't know that they're putting out anything right now. Um,
Just
what
Toy Boy.
else? Yeah, right. But that's like kind of unisexy, kind of modern,
Very, very much.
gender bending. Um, I don't know, man. Balenciaga. There's one that
Yeah.
doesn't produce men's fragrances anymore. And like I said, this one is a killer. Balenciaga Pour Homme.
Yeah, I know that bottle. It's
It's
a
a
beautiful
killer.
bottle. Yeah.
That would be probably the biggest loss is that Balenciaga doesn't put men's fragrances out anymore. What else? Barbados. I wish Barbados would make some more fragrances.
Agreed. Yeah, Barbados kind of doesn't get the love because they're not, big beastly fragrances, but they're
Tell you what,
beautiful. I like the performance doesn't matter to me if it's just gorgeous,
Rodrigo Flores Rue is a wildly underrated perfumer. I said this before, and I'll say it again. If he was given the budget of a high end house like he's doing with Arquiste,
Right.
if he was given the materials and the budget to recreate the Barbados line, that's all you would hear. Nobody would talk about anything else. John Barbados, the original, vintage, both of the Rebel Riders, the Aqua line, the Pure line. If he could do those with high-end materials with a big budget, think about it. Think about how amazing those compositions would be with better materials and lasted a little bit longer, had just a little bit more quality to them.
But I mean, they get all the hype and people would drop big money for it.
There's a reason that people keep talking about John Barbados because those fragrances are freaking good. Yep. Regardless of the performance issues, those damn fragrances are good. Vintage,
so good.
If you don't like perfumery, if you don't like vintage, then you don't like perfumery because that's such a great fragrance.
It's so good.
It's really, really that good. Yeah. So did I answer hopefully your question?
That was awesome. As far as perfumers that were producing big things in like maybe the 70s or the 80s, even earlier than that, and are no longer with us, like if you could bring them back and have them doing stuff today, what names would you throw out there?
Perfumers?
Yeah, perfumers that are no longer with us that were producing in the 80s, maybe even the early 90s and further on back.
Rudnitska.
Okay.
Edmund Rudnitska. Mona Diorio.
Yeah.
Big rips.
Pierre Bourdon is still with us, but he's not. He's kind of semi-retired. I wish he were still active. I was just talking about the last fragrance that he made for the house of Mario Valentino called Ocean Rain. If you want a good fragrance, Edmund Rudnitska's last fragrance that he made, fragrance called Ocean Rain by Mario Valentino. Phenomenal fragrance. If you're familiar with Diorella, it's kind of what he did there with the fruity, the fruitiness of Diabella.
Got it. That sounds beautiful.
Yeah, those are two. Those are two that I wouldn't mind having back. 3. Mona Diorio, she did some amazing stuff. I have a few of her fragrances. Matter of fact, here's one of her fragrances. Mona Diorio's Queer.
Yeah, that's a beautiful bottle.
Probably one of the best leathers. Top 5 leathers in my collection, no doubt.
Very nice.
Yeah, her original oud is just mind-bending fragrance. I have the oud osmanthus, which is the second iteration after she passed. They put that out.
Right.
But the original oud, the original release of the oud that she made, Mona Diorio, just knocks your head off.
So, what would you say are some of what would you say are some really amazing notes or accords that are underutilized in modern perfumery?
Underutilized.
Underutilized.
Then they would have to be some of my favorites. So I don't think papyrus is used enough.
Okay.
I love papyrus. There's something about papyrus in a fragrance that just knocks me out. Let's see. Too few blueberries out there. I mean, I just showed the Poets in Berlin from Wilhelm that has a blueberry, and of course, what's the one from Bond Number 9? I have Bleecker Street.
Yeah,
I have Bleecker Street. It's got a good blueberry in it. But so papyrus, blueberry. What else? I don't know. A lot of my favorites are used, and like myrrh, frankincense.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're some of my favorites. Let's see. Yeah, that's blueberry, papyrus, maybe blackberry. I just saw blackberry in a fragrance not too long ago. I don't know. Maybe like a good whiskey accord.
Yeah.
Like I have the original rhinoceros from Zoologist, and there's just this blazing whiskey accord in there, and it's kind of a boozy leather fragrance, really bombastic, but just such a great whiskey accord.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of modern whiskeys are rather synthetic, cheap smelling.
Yeah.
Not necessarily bad smelling, but just kind of cheap smelling.
Not easy. What are some of the materials you'd like to see used more?
I don't know. I'm trying to think.
I'd like to see Immortelle used a bit more.
Yeah,
I like absinthe.
Absinthe, I would love to see used more. I have a few absinthe fragrances. Probably my favorite is Loire Verte from by Killian.
Okay.
Really nice absinthe based fragrance.
I just picked up a Killian's.
Which one?
It's Intoxicated.
Yeah, with the coffret. That's a beautiful coffret. I've never seen the coffret for that one.
It's so heavy, dude. I can't explain to you how heavy this is. It's like a brick. It's literally like a brick.
So is the top actually metal? It's not just like metallic plastic. It's beautiful. Is that an older bottle of it, like a pre-reformulation bottle?
Yeah, it's an older bottle.
Yeah, I've got an older one too. Yeah. That the original version of that is so gorgeous.
It's actually signed by Killian.
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's my only bottle of Killian's. I never really got into the house, but this one's pretty nice. It's actually kind of unique.
I have a few. That's one of my favorites. I mean, everybody raves about Black Phantom. I like the house. I'm a fan of the house, or at least I'm a fan of their.
Either way.
I'm a fan of their darker stuff. Their fresher stuff I can kind of pass on.
Take
Doesn't
a leak.
really like it's not bad. It just doesn't do much for me. But they're the darker stuff.
A lot of people shit on the house. I don't have any feel. There's only so many houses you can get into. You know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
it's just one of the houses I never really got into. You know, not for any reason. It's just how many houses can you get into? You know,
There's only so much one man can do.
here's a nice one I just got.
Oh
Food
yeah.
After Dark. By
Yeah.
Emerald.
Yep.
That's a nice one.
That's a house I've heard a lot of good things about, but I don't have any personal experience with. You know, much like we were just saying, there's only so much you can do at any given time.
Right.
If you had a guiding hand in the future of perfumery, what direction would you push it in?
What direction would I push it in?
Open-ended question, like notes, styles, business direction, like anything.
I would make more space for smaller, more creative houses, more natural houses. I would make room for. I would take. I'd like to take the access and of materials away from the bigger houses and let everybody. You know, it seems like. Yeah, the big houses are ruining perfumery. Get what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I do. I mean, in a way, they're
captive molecules and
right.
synthetics and everybody jumping on a bandwagon of, you know, it's this month it's cherry, last month it was something else, you know, and it's like there's no diversity, there's no, you know,
well, I mean,
no
even
creativity in it.
even like George was just saying with Mon, I mean, and I've got nothing but love, you know, for George and the work that he does with Mon, but you know, they exclusively have that Bushman scandal, you know, raw materials. So, you know, if you're not working with Mon, you're not going to have any of that.
Right. So it's, and that's, you know, I like to see smaller perfumers, smaller houses get a crack at some of those materials and bring their creativity to the table instead of these big houses just saying, you know, just bully footing, you know, mass producing, you know, I don't know. That's why I've gotten away from designers. Designers of the past are worth a look. Escada, Balenciaga, you know, Smalto, some of the other ones we talked about. They're all worth a look, but once you get past 2005, maybe even 2010, it's all the same.
Right.
Put it in a bag, shake it up, it's all the same.
Yeah.
You know?
Different shades of the same thing.
Yep.
I'm trying to think. I got one. Trying to see if I can pull out one more.
This is the big one. Here we go.
Oh, pressure's on.
Yeah.
What are some of your so I mean, obviously you're really into the vintage perfumery and you know, discontinued gems. What are some of the more recent offerings from lesser known houses that you would point people towards?
Okay. Darren Allen for one.
Okay.
I can't say enough about Darren Allen. What Darren Allen's doing is phenomenal. If you haven't checked Darren Allen out yet, you need to.
Not on my radar at all, but I will look into that for sure.
God, you need to Darren Allen, go immediately and check out his stuff. This I had one of his what is it? Sacred Smoke. One of the best incenses I've come across in some time.
Okay.
Darren Allen Perfumes.
Okay.
It's just a one man operation. He's been in perfumery. He's been making perfumes for a long time. But he just started to get bigger over the last 5 years, I guess. Or maybe I'm talking out of my ass, but he he's been doing it a long time. You can tell. Compositions are phenomenal. The blending is phenomenal. Materials he uses are fantastic. He's one of the best indie perfumers out there right now.
Okay.
I don't know if he's still operating, but Chris Russick out of Los Angeles has done some good stuff that I have, and I heard, and I don't know if it's true, but I heard he's starting back up again because he kind of let the house go
Okay.
over the last couple of years, but I think he's back in action. Aside from those two, smaller, like how small? Like
anything, literally. I mean, I don't care how big or small a house is. If it's beautiful, if it's interesting, if it's avant-garde, I want to know about it.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't know. I've always had a soft spot for imaginary authors. I'm sure you've gotten into that.
Absolutely. I love imaginary authors. They do some phenomenal stuff. What's your favorite from them? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Imaginary authors? Probably Cobra and the Canary.
Okay. Yeah, that's a really good one.
I've been meaning to pick up Bull's Blood one of these days.
I got a sample of that. It's good. I like it.
This one's pretty nice. Blend 83.
Speak of medicinal, Cobra and the Canary.
Yes, very much.
Heavy medicinal, gunpowder. That shit's excellent.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites from the line.
Yeah. There's a house out of Romania. It's called Adi Al Van. He's doing some interesting things. Let me see if I can get the name right.
Okay.
Adi Al Van. It's a perfumer out of Romania. Puts out small batches. Check out his stuff. ADIALEVAN. 3 separate words. Adi Al Van. Check out his stuff. He's got Discovery Set too. His bottles are phenomenal, like crazy artwork in his bottles and his packaging. Even the Discovery Set's wild.
Nice.
But he's doing good things. I don't know who else. George just mentioned somebody earlier that I like. Kajal. Kajal's doing good things.
Yeah, Kajal's great. I own a couple and I've sampled a few more. They're all very nice.
Who are some? Do you tell me who are some of the new houses out there that I should put on my radar?
I'm trying to think of anything tiny. Fazotic is one of the smaller houses that I really like. They're out of Arizona.
I've got a couple of things from them.
Yeah, I really like Umaguma.
A couple of samples. I mean, I don't have any of their bottles.
They do like pick your own 4 kind of mini discovery sets, and I kind of grab the whole house that way. Umaguma was the main one that stood out to me. That's the only one I've got a full bottle of, but I like Fazotic. And I like that they're one of these houses that kind of does more than just perfumery. They do some soaps and various other things as well.
There's another house that I like. If you ever get a chance to check out Astier de Velates. Have you heard of this? Astier, Astier, de Velates, Villates. They're doing really, really nice things. Check that house out. I've got a little discovery set. I'll show it to you. Hold on.
There's a company that mostly does shaving products, but they also do a really nice line of fragrances. Barrister and Man. They've been around for a little while. And they kind of have like a throwback feel. They have a the owner kind of has a thing for reviving, lost recipes and lost perfumes from like 100 years ago.
Okay.
And he's also an Anglophile, so a lot of his stuff is very, very English influenced, European influenced. Good stuff out of that house.
This is Astier de Velates. This is it's called Trois Parfums Historiques.
I just heard trois.
Trois, like three.
Correct.
Trois Parfums Historiques. And it comes with this booklet that kind of breaks down everything that he's doing. It comes with this booklet, which is really kind of awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Comes like this, and there's 3 fragrances inside. One of them I've given away, but comes with these 10 mil atomizers, and they're phenomenal. I mean, these fragrances will knock your socks off, man. This one's called Artaban. Artaban's really good. There's a whole cologne line that this house does. This one's called Le D Bleu. Le Dix Bleu.
Okay.
Really phenomenal. I want to turn one of these into a full bottle one of these days. So if you get a chance to check out that house, Astier de Velates, you will be doing yourself a favor.
And I guess one other house that I don't know how big or small this house is, but I never hear anything about it is Botanicae Expressions. I couldn't tell you where they're from, but they have 2 or 3 different lines. I own a couple. Noah, and what's the other one?
Yeah, I've been drinking this coffee.
Really nice fragrances.
I have to go to the bathroom. I hate to do this to you, but
No worries.
I've been drinking this coffee like it's gone out of style.
Right. Okay, Sandra, now you can ask me 3 questions.
Ask you 3 questions?
Uh-huh.
Joey, if you could bring back any 3 fragrances from the grave, what would you bring back?
From where?
From the grave, from discontinuation.
Now, are we things that are no longer sold, not things that have been like
things that are no longer produced. Like maybe you could find them, but they're not currently in production.
Obviously, Gucci for them too. I think you know that.
Yeah.
That's easy. There was a designer fragrance I wore in high school. Antonio Banderas for him, his first one he came out with. It just
that guy's got a lot of fragrances.
He has a huge line, and it's actually cool. It's pretty popular. But that was his first one, and I remember it was very masculine, very mature, and probably the best of its entire line. Bring Acqua di Gio Essentia back. That's the only flanker I don't own. Essentia.
Same.
Essentia, if you will.
Yeah.
And then Nautica had a fragrance called Regatta, which was probably my most complimented Nautica fragrance, better than fucking Voyage.
Right.
God, there's so many. Yeah, very sexy for him. Luckily, I own 2 bottles, so I don't. I'm trying to think of things that I don't own that I would love to be in production. And then there was another bottle, and these were all cheapies of my youth. It was Old Spice Signature.
Yep, I remember that one.
And yeah, man, I'd love to smell that with my nose today and just maybe understand it better, because it was very. At the time, I was like, "What the fuck is happening here?"
Right.
There's a lot, man. There really is. There's a lot of fragrances that were just kind of one-offs or flankers that got lost in the hands of time.
Sorry about that.
Pour Homme as well. The first Gucci Pour Homme, I'd love to own a bottle of that. Just classics, classics. What was the other one? It was Versace Man. It was a Versace fragrance. I'm trying to recall. It may not have been Man.
I know the purple bottle.
Purple bottle, yeah.
Oh yeah. It looks like the Eau Fresh bottle.
Yeah,
but
the purple.
Yeah,
purple.
yeah.
I don't know if that's discontinued or no longer in production.
That's been discontinued for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that was a good one. What would you like to see? What notes, accords, styles of perfumery would you like to see more used in the future, Joey?
Honestly, I would really love. I'd really love to see. Oh God, what is the note called? Someone said it a few weeks ago, and of course I forgot the fucking name, but it just kind of smelled. There it is. Fuck me. That's it.
Yep, that's the one.
That's the one. Good stuff,
Beautiful
right?
tobacco. Beautiful tobacco.
Yeah, it was a fragrance sounder that kind of smelled like wet mossy cement in like a dilapidated church. And
Petrichor.
Petrichor? Petrichor?
I don't think it was petrichor.
Because petrichor is like wet earth or wet concrete.
I wish more fragrances kind of had that embodiment, and use those notes more often. I like comfort scents that remind me of dreary days,
Yeah.
especially during spring or even October, and I just I want to channel that kind of energy. Like a
The
rainy day fragrance, I'd like to see that specific notes. I don't know what the fuck makes it smell like a rainy day. You know what I'm saying? But
I do. The original Narciso Rodriguez, the gray bottle,
yeah,
does
yeah,
that
yeah.
for me in a big way. Yeah.
You know what house I'm going to start looking at, and I hear their modern stuff is pretty interesting. But I got sent this decant not too long ago. This is from Brioni. It's Brioni extract, and this is the original Brioni. Like
Right.
when it first came out, there was an EDP, an EDP intense, and then this extrait, and this is stunning. This original Brioni release it's their first release from the house. Stunning. I hear their modern releases of Brioni are pretty good too.
They're solid. They're very solid.
Last but not least, Honda, Dior
Um.
Sport 2008. They
Oh,
discontinued. If they could
yeah.
bring that back for me,
Yeah. The
that was
OG.
top 5 of all time.
That one's really
Would you say
good.
Dior Sport?
Oh wait, the 2008 with the ginger and the citrus and
That one
I
was like it still had iris, but it was heavier on the ginger,
heavy
right?
on the ginger. Yeah,
Yeah.
2012 is probably the best embodiment of what a Dior Homme Sport should have smelled like, with the extra iris added to it.
Right.
It smelled like Dior Homme and Dior Homme Intense, where the original 2008, no, not in my opinion. It could have been its own line.
Well, was that done by the same perfumer that did the original formulation
That I
of
don't know
Dior Homme?
offhand. I don't know that offhand.
Why am I full screen by myself? Like a jerk.
I just, you're the star. You're not a jerk. You're very handsome, nice to look at, right? People appreciate seeing you.
Easy on the eyes.
I have a question for John. I talked about 5 questions and people were hopping on, but we're at 3 hours and 10 minutes. I do want to make sure I get to ask you this before you go.
Me?
Yes.
Heard.
It's gonna be a tough one. Okay.
Oh, shit. Please. Take it easy. I'm old.
Right. Well, allegedly, right? You're as old as you feel.
Wait, what are we doing? We doing thumbnails here? Is that what we're doing? All right.
Yeah. If you're more comfortable, we'll do the fucking thumbnail.
No, I don't care.
Joey went large. John, right. Hey Dolly, what are you gonna do? All right, here we go. What does your fragrance collection say about you?
What does it say about me?
It's gotta speak. It's gotta be deeper than that, right?
It says that I'm not one-dimensional. I'm multi-dimensional.
I like that.
I'm diverse. I'm not. I like a little bit of everything. I can appreciate a little bit of everything. I know a little bit about everything. I don't know. It's I'm open to everything. I'm not, I'm not rigid or yeah, I'm open to everything. I like everything. I appreciate everything. I can find something good in everything.
I love that. Well said.
Multifaceted.
Multifaceted.
Yes, indeed.
Why vintage?
Why not?
There you go. Keep it simple.
I think it was a marriage of good materials, good perfumers, and the big houses put the money towards both, and just waited till the best thing came out. That's why Dior didn't put out fragrances every year. Chanel didn't put out fragrances every year.
Right.
Look how long it took them to put out a man's fragrance from the Pour Monsieur until what was the next Chanel men's fragrance? Egoist.
Yeah.
Was that the early 90s?
Yeah. Egoist, 87 Bois
87,
Noir.
and then Platinum was mid or late 90s, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
87 was Bois Noir, and then they came back out they renamed it Egoist, and then a little bit after that came out with Platinum Egoist. But I mean,
How big is it? The collection.
My collection?
Correct.
It really is beyond what I don't know. It's
Well, you don't plan on
big.
stopping.
It's big.
At some point, you stop counting, right?
I stopped counting. I have cataloged most of the collection, excluding backups. I have cataloged most of the collection, and that's actually, you can go on Perfumo and look at it. It's a majority of, I would say, 75% of the collection is cataloged on Perfumo.
Okay.
And
very cool.
Whatever that, I think that number right now is at 7 and change.
Okay.
Seven and change, but there's probably another couple that are unspoken for. Backups, new stuff I've taken in. Just smaller bottles that I never cataloged. Ouds. Right. I never cataloged the oud, like the little tiny bottles of oud. I never cataloged those.
The Atars.
And shit like that.
Yeah. Stuff that's not on there.
It's stuff that stuff that's still in full presentation. There's backups. There's never cataloged the Avon stuff. I've got large bottles of stuff that I didn't catalog. It's just wildly out of control. You've got a pretty decent sized collection, Rafe, right?
Yeah, I do. I stopped counting at 1,200. And I've picked up several hundred since then. That was a few years ago.
Fuck.
Yeah.
When I hit the 1,000, I'm done.
I think at that point that feels like the sweet spot.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there, but who knows?
I kind of inherited money at the same spot where I gained the fragrance fever, but hadn't completely figured out what I liked yet. So I had the resources and I had the addiction, and I kind of indulged it for a while. I mean,
what's your collection? How does it lean? What are the sections? Like, I have a vintage section, I have a high end section, I have a niche section. How does your
I have a vintage section. I have a designer section. I have a niche section. I have an indie section. I have a section that's a bunch of cheap stuff. I have clones. I've kind of dipped my toe into everything. And like I said, I probably own somewhere in the neighborhood of like 1,300 or 1,400 bottles, but I've probably also bought and sold off about 500. So I've just I've been doing this real hard and fast for a while.
Right.
Yeah, seriously. Well, I have very much settled down. Now I know what I like. I kind of know.
Yeah.
Whether something's probably going to be redundant or not. I'm more likely to go test something at a store or buy a decant or buy a discovery set than I am to just blind buy a bottle anymore.
Yeah. I've slowed down too. I cherry pick I try to plug little holes in the collection of things I want to complete.
Same.
Or maybe a new release here or there that looks really good. I'll like the Paddock I got recently.
I definitely want to get my hands on a bottle of Paddock. That stuff is beautiful.
It's just amazing. Did you get a decant of the 24 or the newer one?
The newer one. I couldn't tell you. I've only smelled this year's release. Yeah.
What do you think of it? What do you get from it? I'm curious somebody else's thoughts.
It's just a beautiful leather. It's one of the most beautiful leathers I've come across.
It's just amazing, dude. It is amazing. And I have got a lot of Hermes in my collection, but that takes the cake. It's good.
I've got a decent amount of Hermes, but I don't have a whole lot of experience with their older offerings and the Hermescence line. Most of my stuff has been releases from, the last 15 years, something like that. So, I'm kind of dipping further back into their collection and, seeing what I can find, seeing what's still available.
The vintages are so worth it. Eau de Hermes, all their vintages are really worth looking at. The new one that just came out, I'm really curious about because it has Immortelle and coffee in it. The Terre d'Hermes Eau de Parfum Intense.
I've heard mixed things about that. People whose opinion I trust like it, but I've also heard a lot of negativity about it.
Really?
I really like the Terre d'Hermes line. I like things that are, earthy, mineralics, stone notes, things like that. I do too. I like honestly, there hasn't been an Hermes fragrance I've gotten my nose on that I've disliked. There's loves and likes, but there hasn't been a single one that I've been like, no, that's awful.
I agree. Because they just feel like they pay attention to every fragrance that goes out the door. Nothing escapes their attention to detail.
Well, and they're also very much doing their own thing, like they're not.
They don't give a shit what the trend is.
No, they don't. Even with when they're venturing into new, more modern territory, like the whole H24 line. It's a molecule perfume, but it's not like any of the other ones out there.
Dying at Hill.
It really made me curious about that H24. You talked about it the other day with the banana note. I'm really curious about it now.
So it's technically not a banana note. It's like
I know.
I'm trying to remember
which
exactly.
One, if I were to get one of them, which one should I get?
EDT.
I would really start with the EDT. The other two are nice, but they're sort of more user friendly than the EDT is, whereas the EDT is really something interesting and different.
I bought 2 bottles of the EDT. I had a 1.7 ounce. It blew my fucking hair back. I turned around. I had to buy 100 ml, and I finished that 1.7 off in probably 4 months.
Wow.
Dang.
I just kept spraying it. It was weird, man. It was such a strange.
That's what I like. I like a fragrance that you just can't.
To my nose, it was a bit metallic. Right. It's good. It's good.
So it's definitely one of those things where, at first it's like, oh, this is different. Oh, I really like this. Oh, I need this.
John, what's your favorite house? Like, if you were to stay with one for the rest of your life, throw all that other bullshit out. If you had to rock one.
One house?
One house.
That's tough. That's
Everyone
tough.
knows the rules.
It would either be Hermes or Guerlain.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about houses that are current and still producing, right?
Sure.
It would either be Guerlain or Hermes. Yeah.
So, John, in your travels, what's the singular worst fragrance you've ever encountered and why?
There's one that I have in my mind, but I won't be able to recall the name. It's from a little niche house that damn it, I can't think of the name. can't think of the name of this little niche house put out this one fragrance that got a lot of hype at one time, and it was just the most horrible thing. I can't think of it. I'm not going to be able to think of it. But what do I think the worst fragrance, like in my collection or just ever?
Either.
I'd have to think about it. I don't know. Maybe. That's a tough one. I'd have to think about it. I'd have to like stand in front of my collection for a while and I don't know. That's a tough question. The worst? Huh.
Or here's another one for you. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So in modern perfumery, in what people are putting out these days and what's currently available, what do you think is the most played out thing that you really wish people would just sort of retire or step back on?
Material or
material, style, the accord.
The blue style, the blue accord, the blue whatever.
You mean like the Ambroxan blue, or like blue of like?
Yeah, Ambroxan. If I never smelled anything with Ambroxan again,
I miss what blue used to represent, like the aquatics and the marine and the.
Well, blue was unique at one time,
right?
When it first came out, and then like the Aventus style, like so played out, so 1,000 different fragrances smell.
God, did I hate the Invictus DNA or the Zaharoff? What was it? Most Wanted.
That whole bubblegummy sweet thing. Yeah.
And how everything tried to. I don't know.
Well, there you go. Invictus, the most god awful, boring fragrance I've ever smelled in my life.
Well, and then Valentino goes and, they have a beautiful line and they start putting out this crap Born in Roma line that smells like Invictus.
There you go. Born in Roma. You're helping me out. I have the first Valentino. What was it called?
Is Valentino Uomo?
Yeah, I have the regular Valentino Uomo.
The hazelnut one?
Yeah, and it's really nice. I've blown through half of that bottle. It's really nice. I pick it up every once in a while too. Yeah.
I mean, it's like Dior Homme with hazelnut instead of iris, but a little bit softer, a little bit sweeter.
That's exactly right. And it's a beautiful fragrance, but they beat the hell out of that one with flankers. And then, like you said, the Born in Roma line, somebody just dangled their wiener in the bottle and pissed in it.
Right.
Said, let's see if they'll buy this.
Right, and they did.
But stay tuned. Yeah.
Right.
All right, it only feels right.
What's that? Who is it? I can't see. Who is that?
Hi, it's me again.
Hi, me.
Are we doing 5 questions again?
Yeah, you get an extra 3.
Okay.
Jeepers creepers.
I know, John. Right?
Sorry, the people just want to know.
Right, we're at 3.5 hours. I'm gonna stop at 3.5. This is insane. I'll have John here all night. We have 40 people watching.
Getting old. They got to drink my warm milk and go to bed.
Right.
Is there a fragrance you've liked to smell on women the most in the past?
Is there a fragrance I'd like to smell on a woman in the past?
Or currently? Whatever.
Women's fragrances? I don't know. I like, let's see. I like, I have to say Blood Aziz.
Sandalwood?
Yeah. Or, let's
so then
see.
like a Samsara type of thing?
Samsara, exactly, as a matter of fact. Samsara, I just bought a vintage Samsara for someone recently, and it is magical.
Mm-hmm.
Samsara, vintage Samsara, the sandalwood used in vintage Samsara should be a reference for every perfumer.
Very powdery. I like the ylang-ylang in it too.
Ylang-ylang.
Okay.
Yes.
So we got Samsara. Do you like Chanel No. 5?
I do not.
I don't either.
I can appreciate it. I appreciate what it is, and there are versions of it that I find tolerable. But there's also there's another. He was asking me one fragrance that I totally don't like is No. 5 Eau de Cologne. No. 5 Eau de Cologne is one of the most arresting fragrances I've ever put my nose on. It's just something about it, just so intense that it's like I can't do it. I can appreciate it. I see the artistry of it. I see the, the mastery of perfumery about it, but
it feels like a clobbering mace made of aldehydes.
It's aldehyde heavy for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I see it. I see why why it's popular and why it's so admired and loved. But just not my cup of tea.
Have you already been asked about your most hated fragrances?
Yeah, and I couldn't really think of anything like there. I'm sure there are a few things out there that I really think are trash. That Eau de Cologne, the No. 5 Eau de Cologne, I think is just terrible. There's something about it that just grates on me the wrong way.
Which is weird because it's an eau de cologne, you know?
Yeah, but there's something in it that's very intense and like, I don't know if it's cumin or the combination of florals and aldehydes. There's something in it that's so intense and off-putting for me. Mm-hmm. A lot of people love the eau de cologne, but that eau de cologne No. 5, man, that's really not good.
Not to soapbox, but I've tried almost every iteration that I could get my hands on of No. 5, from the low.
You
the
like it? You don't like it?
No, I've given it so many chances because it gets so much praise, and it's just not for me.
It's not an era thing either. It's not a vintage thing.
No, it's not. There are women my age who love it.
Because I mean, I love tons of fragrances from that era. Just that one I can't get hold of. I'm not sure why it's so popular, to be honest with you.
I don't either.
I'm not sure.
All right. We're wrapping this shit up, Dahlia. Are you
wrap it up? God
That's fine.
This is bull. I've got to go to bed. All right, this is it. All right, Sonder.
It's midnight 30.
You've had enough. It's bedtime. Thank you guys for
midnight 30.
Mm-hmm.
Midnight 30. Thank you guys for your questions.
Yes, thank you
for answering them.
Right. And now,
thank you for the wonderful stream. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure.
I do have a question for Joey, though.
Oh, fuck.
What's your batch code of Creed Aventus?
What?
You have Aventus?
No, get the fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. This is bullshit, man. Listen.
Do you have Aventus?
No. She's fucking gassed.
Yeah. I don't have Aventus.
I don't have it either. She's a storyteller.
I feel like a jerk because I don't have Aventus. I don't know
me
why.
Too. I look at my collection. I go, you could have bought Aventus 10 times over, you piece of shit.
Instead, I got an Hermes surface. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She technically has one more question.
Okay.
Do it.
What? Who's your favorite band?
Favorite band? That would have to be. My knee-jerk reaction is to say Led Zeppelin.
Ooh.
But I also like anything Eric Clapton. I like what he did with Blind Faith. Put out an album with Blind Faith that's incredible.
Do you like him with B.B. King?
Oh yeah. Anything Eric Clapton does. Allman Brothers.
Okay. Right. Allman Brothers.
Allman Brothers. Yeah, Led Zeppelin.
Peanut Boys. Hell yeah.
All right.
Okay. Are you good? You feel better now?
I feel phenomenal.
That's good. Okay. Good night.
Good night.
All right, then. All right. Decaries.
All right, champ. Listen.
All right.
In true mafia fashion.
Yeah.
Before we wrap this up.
Peace and hair grease.
Right. Peace and hair grease. Give us a fucking hot take.
Hot take? Hot take on the way out.
Give us
a
Jonathan
on the way out the door.
Yeah, I know. This is how we do it. Shake it up.
Whee!
Don't hold back either.
Oh man. Let's all just get along, you know. Let's all just get along, and let's stop gorging ourselves at drive-through windows. Let's all get healthy this year.
Okay.
You know, let's all walk around the block and not, you know.
Right. Well.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's not glorify, you know.
Correct.
Sticking our head in a bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Wearing it, cutting eye holes out, walking around like it's a fucking helmet. Yeah.
Could you?
You know? Yeah. So I had it planned, but the head wouldn't fit. The head wouldn't fit on the bucket. I had it planned.
The bucket's too small.
Peace and hair grease, literally. You know, Peace and hair grease. Chicken grease is the new one. All right. There it is.
All right, there it is.
There we go.
What's your hot take? Let's hear a hot take from you. Hold back.
George Bush doesn't care about black people. Thank you for coming, John. You're the best.
Thanks, brother. Night, everybody.
We'll stay a minute backstage. Thank you guys for tuning in.
What is this? This is cool.
Lincoln Park.
Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, good night. Good luck. Thank you, Jonathan. We're out of here. Thank you.